For anyone just joining us, or for anyone carrying on from Full of living with HIV and AIDS who are affected through the system. You can find out more about the organization at blackandpink.org. Ooh, is there audio issues? There we go. Back up now. I'm just gonna start that again from the top. Hi, I'm Wheeleigh. We're going to be playing Orbital Blues for the next couple of hours. This is the Roll Plus Bond anniversary stream for anyone just joining. We're raising money for Black and Pink National, a organization dedicated to abolishing the criminal punishment system and liberating LGBTQIA plus people living with HIV and AIDS affected by that system through support and organization and advocacy. They have over 11 chapters around the US. You can find out more about them at blackandpink.org/about and get a list of their programs at blackandpink.org/programs. They have a number of different programs and such they do, including things for transitional housing, a pet pal database for give people support with each other and linking things up. It's a truly wonderful organization. I'm very happy we are supporting it this year. Thank you to Cole for getting that donate link in there. You can go to donate.rollplusbond.com to add donations in. Throughout the stream, we're also doing a fundraising raffle. I hope we have a link to that in the chat where we can all find out a chance to win a bunch of stuff, including some things gifted by one of the players we have with us today. And getting onto that, so for the next couple of hours, we are going to be playing Orbital Blues. This is a sad space cowboy game inspired by the likes of Cowboy Bebop, Firefly, and those kind of shows. We are going to be following the adventures of a group of outlaws in a new space age frontier caused by kind of the ever-growing evil of capitalism and the gig economy. This is a game that kind of like plays into previous sins and haunts and such of our characters, and we have two of them here now that I'm going to introduce to you. Hopefully someone else that will join us during the game, I hope. But yeah, first, basing on Discord order, we'll start with Cole. You can introduce yourself.
Hi there,
and your
good morning. I am Ice Cold Brew, aka Cole. My pronouns are he, him, they, them. You can find me over on Twitter and on Twitch at Ice Cold Brew. Yeah, I'm happy to be here.
Yeah, and Mocha. Oh no.
I think that should work. Can you hear me now? I'm pretty sure you can hear me now because it's now displaying on.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay, hi, I'm Mocha or Eric. My pronouns are they, them. I'm hosting the stream, and I do love all the hard work that the people have put into like the technical stuff. It's really great and interesting and all that. However, like the presets don't seem to work well with my setup. So the microphone was set to something that wasn't my microphone, and the the audio output at the beginning was set to something that wasn't my audio output. So I had to like change some stuff. So apologies for that. Sadly, that's not something that you can really test before you stream, I guess so. Anyway, is there something else? Oh yeah. If you're like doing the raffle, there are 2 games of mine in there. That like I make video games, by the way, just to like sometimes other games as well. One is called Splinter Zone. Both are kind of like platformy games and like Steam keys for those games both. And the other game is called GB Robot, which is a game about playing around robot that destroys capitalism to some degree, at least. And you can win, like, there are like 3 Steam keys each, like in the raffle that you can get. You can also buy those games both on itch.io, where there are community copies for both still available, so they are free if you can't afford them. And as well as on Steam. If you buy the games on Steam and you enjoy them, please leave a review because of visibility reasons, and that would be great because, I'm not selling a lot of stuff and I would like to earn more money with it because I'm greedy, no, because I would really like to have money at some point in my life. Aside from that, tomorrow, like, there will be like a crime medley game where like a part of the crime medley game will be my game, Corvid Capers, which is a role-playing game about playing crows and corvids who steal stuff. So that will be amazing. Anyway, I talked enough. Thank you very much for organizing this.
What I really like about the technical issues is it's very on theme for the game. So Orbital Blues, this is a game where we are in space. It's sci-fi, but things are clunky. We are retro-futurist. Technology still has, while is extremely futuristic in some places, most technology we will see today and in the hands of our characters is kind of clunky. Doesn't always work. This is very much a bang the console until the ship goes kind of crew. As we kind of enter this world and start this game, I want to kind of open up in a almost kind of dark basement of a bar. A meeting is taking place. There's a sound of an old arcade machine playing in the background. Someone who's barely paying attention to the meeting at hand, which is taking place between the crew of our ship and a group known as the Azure Cascade. They are a group of freedom fighters trying to liberate people for hire, essentially, mercenaries with a heart of gold. However, a job has come onto them and they require the assistance of outside forces, and so they have called on you all. And as you will kind of sit around this table, dark lights, the sound of Pac-Man in the background. If you'd like to introduce your characters for us.
If y'all don't mind, I'll go first. So, you see a gray-haired, full-beard individual. They are actually at the arcade machine, and they are slapping it on the side, trying to... it is a retro version of pinball, an antique, and he's just trying to get the ball to go where he wants before the machine starts screaming at him in bright red letters, tilt. We see him wearing a long sleeve, kind of very dark shirt underneath, and then over that is a Hawaiian shirt with a flaming guitar on it and burning notes all around it. And you just hear him go, "Fuck, come on, damn it," as it's yelling tilt at him. And this is Vigil Ash September. His pronouns are he, him. And you can see just like at the one of the lower pockets of this jumpsuit he's wearing is the faint outline of a revolver. And his eyes just look very tired. I imagine he looks very much like Bradley Whitford, but closer to when he played Stephen Sondheim in Tick Tick Boom. And so he looks a little bit more bags around the eyes, extremely tired, and just kind of frustrated in general. And this is the entire time while the meeting's going on. He is not at the table.
And Mocha, who will you be playing? How are they setting themselves up in this meeting?
Okay. God, like so many things at once. Oh God, where am I? What am I playing? What kind of arcade machines are there? Really?
I imagine it's like a variety. Things that would be considered like really, really antique. I like the idea of there being pinballs machines, but also very classic kind of fighting games and real like coin grabby machines.
Oh, I know. There's probably like a UFO catcher machine there. Because that fits so much, like for some reasons. Yeah, on a like UFO catcher machine, I think I'm trying to like get like some round plushie. Not really because I want it, but because it's like seems like the hardest thing you can get out of there, and I do love a challenge for some reason. And obviously it's not working. I'm cursing a lot. And you see, now I need to get my image stuff ready. I'm going to post the links in chat. We also have like for the reference folks, we have a like reference document in our like chat. So for the people who run the Twitter account, if there's anyone around, they can post it there. So you see a person like who like the face cast is like this person here, which is Mina from the game Iconoclast. I also posted the wrong art. I'm going to post the right art because I'm so good right now. It's great. That's the right one that I wanted to pick. But not with that kind of outfit, because at some point they were like a criminal murderer person with this suit on. With one exception, the shirt that like she's wearing has like the collar is like popped up, like for maximum like jerk vibes, I guess. Anyway, and like she's playing the UFO catcher. There's somewhere like I guess like on the side of the UFO catcher machine, there's like a sort of shotgun like lying around there. And yeah, I am playing once I can find the document because I forget everything right now. There we are. I'm playing Butts, 2-barrel ivory, uses she, her pronouns. Like how far did we go into the character thing, Cole? Is it just that or like everything?
I went with pronouns. I have not talked about my troubles and gambits at all.
Okay,
No.
and also not about the soundtrack yet. Okay,
No.
so we keep that for ourselves.
Yeah, keep them for a good moment.
Yeah, so that's who I am, and I'm having a good time despite cursing a lot. And also, like, this is, I think I keep that also, like, for myself right now, the other thing, because it's related to my past, so I'm going to keep quiet. Anyway.
What I really like is I wanted to set up that there was someone in this meeting who wasn't really paying attention. And we have this big serious monologue as we lay out the mission, and it's all serious, and the camera pans, and it's the two people who have been hired playing on the arcade machines.
Don't have me to get in an arcade if you want me to pay attention. I feel like that's a very simple part of the contract.
So the person you are meeting with, who is trying to have a very serious conversation, they are called. They introduce themselves to you as just simply Valentine. I realize I don't have a very good face cast for them. I didn't think that far ahead for this person for some reason. They are definitely the kind of gruff looking There's the face cast. Oscar Isaac's in Dune, but like with an eye patch. So halfway to what we were expecting from like Old Snake kind of thing, played by Oscar Isaacs. They are very serious, very haggard. However, they are telling you that their operation has hit into a slight snag. There's not really someone on their team that can help with, well, to be honest, admin duties. But they've found someone who's willing to help. The problem is, they're currently employed and would need releasing from their current employment at Interstar Shipping. And that's where you'd come in. They want you to infiltrate the Interstar Shipping home base and bring back this person who goes simply as Numbers. Said to be the greatest accountant this side of the core worlds.
I think you hear Vigil shout, "Damn it," one more time as the machine taunts him. The entire time turns around and just goes, "So you want us to do a extraction job so you can have someone run the numbers for you?"
Do you know how difficult? It has like a big stack of like perforated paper, like old style printed out perforated sheets that are just a clear mess. Shaking them, be like, do you know how hard this is?
No, I have my account. Okay, yes, I see your point. And Vigil is like very hesitant, looks over at Buds. Buds, what do you think?
Well, I just ran out of money, so I guess we have to take it. Very clever of organizing this meeting here.
Gets him every time.
You know the ship won't let us do laundry unless we have quarters.
God. Yeah. So, I've been just thinking, do I know something about like why they might want to need that accountant? Because of like criminal stuff? Otherwise, it's just, yeah, why not? I mean...
So the main reason you get a hand is that, running a small, essentially freedom fighter business is going to cost money in terms of getting hold of supplies and such. And this group is awful at it. They're somehow in the red. And they want someone who can help balance that side of things. And they have someone who has shown interest. This is like they need the hacker person in Die Hard. They haven't got that member of the crew yet.
Oh.
They have someone who has shown interest that's willing to come over to their side. However, they need extraction.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, from like whom again? Sorry, I was distracted by
No, it's fine. So, the breakdown of the mission, you need to infiltrate or find a way to get the accountants, known simply as the Numbers, out of the Interstar Shipping Company head office.
Actually, wait. Considering my background, have I worked with Interstar Shipping before?
I will leave that up to you to decide. Do you think you may have?
I think they were like my fourth to last legitimate job. And have a history of just really poor logistical support. Things get lost in between, and there is like a 9 out of 10 chance you will be sent to the wrong shipping dock.
Like, what I was wondering is, like, I mean, you can call yourself into a shipping company, but still be illegitimate, right? But so I was thinking, yeah, they call
I mean,
it. Maybe
the thing I like about Orbital Blues and about these kind of styles of stories is that the legitimate businesses are obviously the true evil. If these were like a straight up smuggling ring, we'd view them much more.
oh yeah,
kindly.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
that's also true. So
The real evil is how much they use the word synergy.
okay, so like,
Yeah,
what
when you're
else
here, your
do we
family.
need? God, I am sorry. Usually, there are other people around who are like much better at like like figuring out like the details of the job. I usually just do this thing. So any more information about like why do they need extraction? Like, are they did someone put them in a cell or what?
Really, could I?
Are they literally
chained?
chained to their desk?
You ever tried to? Yes, absolutely. Yes, go ahead.
Oh, well, you see, so the only reason I actually was able to stop working there was because I was able to pay off the employment fee. And the employment fee is typically somewhere around like, quick question, what's the name of our currency here again?
Well, we just use cred or credits.
Yeah, it's usually around 2,500 cred, and they take that out of your paycheck at a rate of like 45%. So if you were making, it's basically you're stuck in the contract for about 6 years before you can leave the job.
Mm.
You know when you try to phone to cancel any sort of service and they start offering you different deals instead? Like, you really just want to cancel that phone bill, but they're offering you 600 plans and transferring you to 6 different departments. That's what trying to quit a job in this world's like.
Like Amazon trying to sell you Prime stuff.
The quit button's hidden in 6 menus. You actually have to phone up, and who's got the like spoons for that these days?
Yeah, okay. I guess makes sense like that. I had no idea about it because I just left. My kind of I don't know if it would count as employment, but that's like part of it. Okay, so yeah, I think we can do that. Right?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, all we gotta do is we basically visuals like walking back through their head of how to quit Starlight shipping or Interstar shipping, and it's going. So the right way to get them out of the contract is to talk to HR, and we wait about 4 months, and then we sign like 20 different papers signing their employment over to a different company.
What if we just shoot the HR person?
I think Vigil pauses, holds a hand up. I guess that would be faster.
Or like we can steal the contract. Like if they can't find the contract, they never worked there.
Yeah, I think that'd probably be a lot better. Less blood, less criminal background. Well, more of a criminal background for some of us. Less likely to make people mad, and also forge the documents and therefore get rid of the contract. There, yeah, I'd say stealing would be better.
Okay. I guess the person we have to like numbers can just you're not really like imprisoned there, right? So numbers could just like we could go, okay, we are going to like get your contract and then meet us there, and so on and so on. like, oh yeah, by the way, like I asked the person who like is offering like the job is like, what kind of like employment thing are like you going to like establish with numbers?
It's more of a freelance opportunity here.
Yeah. So like we don't have to like at some point extract them from you, right? Like potentially, I'm not saying that we will, but you know how things go.
Not planning on it,
No, that's. I mean,
but they would be a free agent. We would just have a priority contract. But they would still be free to seek employment elsewhere if they wished.
okay, good. I mean, at some point, like you know, like you have to like in our line of business, you have to like think about how you keep getting jobs. So like if it were such a situation, then it might like then we might have had like another job in a few months. But I'm just anyway. Yeah, I think we can do that. Are there any more information that you have for us, or like can we like, or is it like the planning and how we go about that completely up to us? Like,
that is completely up to you.
Okay.
We trust you come highly recommended. We trust you.
Oh, really? Cool. That's news to me. Who recommended us?
So we never established this ahead of time, so I'm happy to establish this on the stream. What's the name of your ship's AI?
Oh God! Didn't we like? No, it was like.
So your AI has a very distinct voice. We know that.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to bringing that up soon. But do we have a name for it?
I mean, one part, like the one joke we had in the session 0 was evils.
Yeah.
Wasn't it? But was it only if it were to go rogue? I have no idea.
ELV15 is very good. And I like the idea that your ship is out there like making ads for you essentially. It's just posting, I am making like fake reviews for you.
Amazing.
It's just like there was like a, I don't know what kind of like. There was like a story where someone like manipulated like restaurant reviews on like some aggregator site, like something like Yelp or TripAdvisor or something like that, to like advertise the like restaurant they quote unquote establish in their garden shed.
I talked about this recently.
Yeah, which never existed. It's like something like that.
Yeah, like you have a lot of very good reviews for jobs none of you have ever done. For people that don't exist, kind of thing. But yeah, so you are free to go about the job however you see fit. Is there any other questions you have for Valentine in this moment?
I can't think of any.
So it's been a while last time I've been to that company. Have they changed any policies we should know about? Any independent contractors? Have they become more efficient at being, in a polite way, dissuading employees from leaving the job site?
From what I understand, since Numbers has come aboard, efficiency has skyrocketed. Very good at trimming the fat, as it were. And with that, we should expect that the money saved in some places has gone elsewhere, security and such potentially being one of them.
Oh, awesome. So what you're telling me is Numbers is doing numbers. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Would be weird if they were doing letters.
Well, we're about to put in a letter of notice for Numbers, so... Actually, no, that's a terrible idea. Why would we put a letter of notice in? it's probably better if they don't know
We
that
just,
numbers this
we
week.
just write there like 2 weeks notice for them. Like, okay, now we wait. Job done. Pay
You ever
us.
tried to fight tried to write an efficient letter of resignation? Could be here for 4 hours just doing that. Never roll a dice.
Gosh.
Okay.
Oh, all right. Let's go ahead and get back to the ship.
I was about to ask what is like the company we have to steal there from do, but I remembered it's a shipping company. I will be awake at some point during the stream, I swear.
Oh. All right.
So you vacate this dusty bar, and return to your ship, which I imagine is kind of parked on the side of it.
Parked.
This is where we get to introduce your ship, and I'll let y'all kind of do that. The ship is very good, so
Most of this was my mistake, so I was driving this. So our ship is called the Lucky Diamond. Like the official rule size is medium, but it's actually huge. What is medium is the part that is actually working in the ship. It is shaped like a big flying rhombus. Like I think Lee, you said, I can't believe that we're making Ramiel, but a ship, like something like that.
Yeah. If we pull on like Ramiel from Evangelion, and then cover them in tacky neon signs.
Yeah, and also gold plating or like burnished gold plating, because what we are flying is in real terms a rundown gambler's barge. It is basically a big empty or old broken down casino, like space casino, that we picked up from a junk heap. And again, it is very large, but the parts that are working are not, there's not a lot of stuff that's working, and that is kind of reflected in our stats. Mobility, we have 0, so we are not very quick. We have a +1 in body, which is just means there's so much empty space that when a ship basically shoots us, it won't do any real damage, because all they do is hit a bunch of hotel rooms or whatever. We have systems of 2. Should I also go into the details, or should this come up in play? Because
We'll see if they come up in play.
Yeah. One thing
Go on.
just the God. Oh yeah, it's also covered in very tacky carpet, abstract eyesore carpet, yellow and stuff. Lee, you posted that in chat. Can I? Did you upload this? I think you just uploaded it to Discord, right? So
if it has a separate image from Google or something, you can click on the link to that.
I don't know. Just look up some kind of abstract carpet shape thing, or 70s carpet bullshit on Google. You'll find something where I think, yeah, that might fit for something like this. So anyway, that's our cool ship. It has an AI.
I was describing it to Cole yesterday, and said that we very much envisioned it as there was definitely a phase where these kind of very niche ships were all the craze. This was definitely made in a 70s, 80s casino throwback moment, and that moment has passed because you found it in a jump heap, so someone threw this out.
Yeah. One thing I also suggested was something okay, imagine Space Atlantic City, but it's completely abandoned, and there's a ton of these space casinos just floating around, and we just took one of them. So
yes.
it's immediately second rate casino, like because we haven't gone to Space Las Vegas. We went to the lesser Las Vegas. I think, like, I'm not from there, so I have no clue. But from everything I've heard, like Atlantic City is basically, substitution Las Vegas. For those people who like that kind of stuff, which, Anyway, so that's the ship. We will go into the details later because they're so cool. Like, Cole, do you have something else?
Oh gosh, I kind of stuck with what y'all had because I was really excited about shitty, tacky rhombus of a casino ship that just like doesn't really fly through space. It just kind of just like gets pushed around gently.
Like, anytime you have to dock with this ship, it is an ordeal for everybody involved. It is in no way user-friendly to anybody.
It's just, I just imagine it's like very tacky and like really gaudy on the inside. Again, it's got that like very bright carpet juxtaposed by these slot machines and craps tables, some of which are like flipped over. Every fifth machine is broken, and not just like, oh, it's turned off, it's broken, like the handle is snapped off. And for some reason all those little rollers for the slot machines are actually sideways now, and they shouldn't be. They should be vertical, but instead they're horizontal and rubbing against each other.
I just had an idea. What if like the giant gambling like rooms, like because gravity is weird when you're in space and you probably have some kind of like artificial gravity generators. What if there's slot machines on like the walls and ceilings and you can like at some point like the artificial gravity was working in such a way that you can walk on those. And so you had more space to place slot machines everywhere. But you can't anymore. Like they're just like there, and maybe like some of them, like it's actually a hazard in some places because like the fixtures aren't like that strong and like broken down, and sometimes the slot machine just falls from the ceiling. And obviously there's only like tokens in them that you can't exchange for money anymore. Maybe it's like at first like that's how we finance ourselves. Like trading in the tokens within the casino and like taking the money that was still somehow in those systems.
I love that as we talk more and more about our shitty casino ship, we are getting a live image of the casino.
Yeah.
I just love this. Also, like,
the lights.
I imagine like the arcade also, this is just the scene we are at right now, right? Like in the middle of nowhere, there's like a shack or like the casino somewhere, and the ship is just so much larger. And the way we've landed on this planet is just like on the tip, like the tip of the casino touches the ground, and for some reason it stands there.
To anyone that has played like Final Fantasy VII and knows like Seventh Heaven, the bar like at the start of the game, it's that, but with this giant ship, just touching the tip of it. You come out this like very dusty kind of low key bar, that looks like it's in a western, and immediately there's just this giant, like Ramiel's decided to go on a night in Vegas, stuck outside. If anyone else wishes to add to my dolled up Ramiel, feel free. I like the suggestion of selling the casino chips to people on the side. That's very good.
Oh, God. I also... Sorry, there's just like a little extra thing where like... There's definitely like a gimmick at one point, I think, where you could like walk up and you'd basically just be like floating, playing... There are like these floating casino tables you could play at just to help... And, because fire safety's not a thing in space. It's pack as many people in as you can. So use the ceiling, use the air above, and they have these really neat floating tables up there. Every now and then when we get shot at, one of those tables might fall down.
Mm-hmm.
I just think, that as a possible threat would be very funny.
Adding in obligatory friends at the table reference by darkening out the casino's eye. So now it says cast no.
Can't wait.
This took a moment. Oh.
It's important.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we kind of enter your casino ship, and yeah, like I said, it is a massive ship, but like only like 20% of it is usable. So, or at least 20% you've managed to salvage. It is essentially like a very large ship, but we are preparing for some of it to be cleared out and like potentially more of it used. Does the music or the sound of like arcade machines still echo in the halls?
I was thinking about maybe like there's like internal speakers of like some kind of like royalty free like easy listening stuff. Maybe it's just like chill beats to listen to. Because and also like what I think is like the scene we are also getting is just like us on like a very long like one of these like automatic walkways, just like
Yes,
like just like minutes of it, like through like empty halls, like with flickering lights, like some parts are dark, but the walkways all like function, so we're just standing there and like talking about the job or whatever, and like our voices are like reverberating through the like the all the like the whole casino.
So you have on your ship. So in Orbital Blues, when you make a ship, you normally get to pick a feature that the ship has, something a little extra that kind of makes the ship unique to this crew. We couldn't decide on which one, so we kind of went with 3 of them because we felt like that it was very important. The first thing being there is an android crew. So I'm imagining that there is like kind of broken down, half like functioning androids that are walking around in like little casino dealer vests. We established that like we have a hard currency. Like as well as poker chips, there is a hard credits that is passed around. So I'm imagining they have a little like kind of like a suction tube, like a pneumatic tube that is used to kind of like both count coin and suck up these chips for like transportation. They have like little roller decks around their midriff where they can dish out coins and such. There's a bar set up somewhere where someone is just shaking like an empty cocktail glass as you go past. And this crew is kind of doing like busy work, I imagine, keeping the ship afloat, keeping the chill beats running, as it were. And most importantly, you have an AI that kind of runs the ship. And we said before, this AI has probably sent out job adverts helping you. This AI is also an Elvis impersonator. Now, I don't have an Elvis, and unfortunately, I can't bring myself to do one. Does either of you two have an Elvis?
No.
I think I could pull one off. It's gonna be more Johnny Bravo energy than Elvis.
That works.
So.
I mean that fits the what this is.
That works. So
Also, like, who remembers Elvis like in this thing? Like,
oh, I would
know are Elvis impersonators. That's where my age group is.
Yeah, you're doing an impersonation of an Elvis impersonation. So if you wouldn't mind, as if I say things and you can translate them for me into Elvis, Elvish, I would very much appreciate that. I also realize it's like 5 a.m. for you or something like that. So I very much appreciate you doing it then.
Listen, I am ready to go.
Okay. So, as you kind of come back on, the ship welcomes you. It says, "Welcome back aboard."
Hey there, Sugar Mamas. Welcome back to the ship. Nice to see you back here at the Lucky Diamond.
Fantastic. How did the meeting go?
Now, how did your little shindig go? Did you guys get the job? Did you get the contract? How did I help you out on this? You hear the hair slicking back through the speakers on this wonderful cruise along the Lucky Diamond.
Do you have like a hair sound effect? I didn't never heard that before. Like
New firmware. I just updated to my systems while we were docked and you were in your meeting.
yeah, we got it. Yeah. We had the job. Have it.
Where to next?
Now, where would you like your next expedition to be? Oh, God. This is Vigil talking now. Al, can you... I'll send you the coordinates. We're going back to an old job site of mine. We need to disconnect we need to disconnect that connection whenever we dock. I cannot deal with another fucking sound effect from this guy. Now, Sugar Bear. You know you love me. You know you love the sweet, smoothing sounds that I provide to you as you cruise along the Lucky Diamond.
Oh God.
Vigil, of course, just sighs, looks at one of the androids, turns them, opens up a panel, orders a drink, and then just goes towards the cockpit.
What other classic Vegas personalities can we shape these androids after? Or do they also all look like Elvis? This solely becomes an Eldritch Nightmare.
Oh, God. I feel like there's definitely like a module someone has made of a haunted Elvis impersonator museum.
Coming soon to Mothership.
Oh, God.
It's an Elvish Nightmare. See, the AI says straight there then, or have we got some stops along the way?
Is there something else we have to pick up, or like can we do all the research there? Like just like what, like overall, like how do we plan this now?
From the cockpit, you hear Vigil shout, "Well, you're the ex-criminal. You know how to scope a place out."
I guess. It's now like out of character. How does the rest of the game work?
So we're not necessarily breaking down into kind of free play such that you might get with like Force in the Dark and stuff. This is all kind of one flowing session, but
Okay.
I'm obviously going to take inspiration from that and give you guys a chance to kind of plan out, decide what you want to actually, how you want to approach this mission, and then we'll start to get to rolling dice and doing things as we approach. But yeah, I'm willing for you guys to have a chat to discuss things out of character and in character.
Yeah, so we need so our plan was like I think like what I like about this idea is just in general like we assume that sealing the contract just like okay, that's it then. That this works. Who knows? But so if we want to steal like the contract, obviously what we need to know is where they keep it. And like probably find out certain like parameters on like okay, how well guarded is it, like how is like can we get blueprints on like how the place is like built out. I don't like I'm pretty sure like in a place like this where you're basically in indentured servitude and contracts have this kind of like power over people, they are just not like there isn't like okay, go to the HR office like right around the corner in the office building and like open this drawer and there's the contract. Like this is like an assumption from my end, but like I'm pretty sure it's more like yeah, okay, there's this vault and maybe it's even I don't know, like you obviously have like complete control over it, but maybe there's like something like a bank but for contracts. I don't know.
I think yeah, I definitely like the idea that it's actually going to be us breaking into a vault because that's really funny to me.
Mm-hmm.
We just need one piece of paper, but my God, is it actually the most secure vault we've ever been to?
I
I
am
was
absolutely
gonna.
down for that. So, as usual, I planned very loosely. But what I had kind of in mind for the place you're going to, the head office essentially of Interstar is called First Home Free. And it is found within a kind of like multi-story high-rise complex on the moon of Pelican 4. I'm taking the Star Wars approach here. Is the moon called Pelican 4? Is it a moon of a planet called Pelican 4? We don't know. We'll decide that as we go. However, it is this, so where is... I have the thing here. I'm basing the building off the 52-degree building. Which, basically, I looked at a bunch of very modern-looking buildings and showed them to my partner who hates modern-looking buildings, and said, which one of these do you hate the most? And he went with this one. So I'm just trying to...
Your partner has amazing taste. Because, yes,
It's awful. It's horrifying.
it's terrible.
So it is a building that, like, I'm trying to copy it into the thing, but it is not letting me for some reason. But it is this building that is like kind of these all like different colored glass panels for windows. It almost looks like some of them are glass panels and some of them are concrete or solid. And the placement of them is complete random. Like someone was played the worst game of Tetris. But the building itself kind of starts at this almost diagonal slope and then kind of has a 52-degree angle and then begins going straight up. It looks crooked in the worst way.
Can I make a suggestion for like the windows and like how the pattern there looks? Like, what if the building that we are going to, what if it's like a giant like randomized like match 3 game or whatever, and it's like constantly like these like the like bright blocks are like falling on top of one another, and then like they blink and disappear, and like it's like basically you get a headache if you look at it for too long because like but yeah
it is not a fun building to look at. I'd recommend looking at it.
And maybe you can even like, I don't know, use some kind of device and like play the match 3 game on the building. Obviously you have to pay a lot of money for this.
Mm-hmm. Very rich sponsors come down and get to do it for free. And really it's just turning lights on and off in offices and really annoying the workers.
What if the offices move up and down? Sorry.
But yeah, it is this like multi-story office building that also serves as essentially where the office workers live. It is like, what if we turned a company town into a high-rise? And it is found on this moon. So the planet behind, whether that planet is Pelican 4, or has a different name, is in constant view. We have this big ringed planet that is kind of provides this almost like very beautiful vista if it wasn't for the fact that you're on a barren moon and not allowed to leave. So really it's just temptation of freedom, which you can't get because of contracts. And yeah, this building, I'll give you all this information for free so you can kind of like choose how you wish to address it. This is still probably publicly available. The building is divided into certain blocks. The first kind of ground level is a reception. And when you get there, I imagine this is someone you might have gone to meet that's kind of breaking this down for you, potentially. But as you first arrive, there is a reception area which divides where you want to go, where you get to go. And then the first block of like so many rooms is the Habitation Suites. These are where the workers sleep in their free time. And get to chill out for 4.5 hours a day. Next on that is the main shipping dock, where the magic is done, as Interstar would say. Ships are loaded, docked out, and sent out. The deliveries are arranged, and everything is sorted. Above that is a cafeteria kind of level with leisure suites. This is where the company allows people to go and have their company mandated breaks and leisure time. Next level is the main offices, where the main kind of accountancy, the main admin work is done. The final level is the executive offices. This is where all the things are stored. If you were looking for a vault of contracts, it would probably be on this level. And the main head honchos do their work. And the top of the building is a private launch pad. Because of course it is.
Yeah. Can I pitch something about the leisure time area?
Yeah, absolutely.
You have to clock in, and when you clock in, there is a timer that's specifically keyed to your car, and if you go a minute over, you are given a strike on you're written up in your paperwork.
Absolutely, yes. 100%.
My suggestion is there's an office ball pit, because obviously, and a slide. And the ball pit closes when your card runs out. You have to put your card in. Like, everything you use, you have to put your card in, and like again, once like it's getting close to like your break being over, like it just shuts off. Like the video game you're playing, better you saved. Like
you're going down the slide right as your card kind of ends out, and just a shutter comes down and locks you in there.
Yeah, or like the slide moves in such a way that it like spills you out in front of the exit.
All I'm imagining now is, have y'all ever seen that ASMR video of Freddie Mercury going to play at a playground in a slide, and someone basically took all of Queen's music and mixed it to where it sounds like he gets trapped in the slide?
I have not, but that's fantastic.
Oh, it's amazing. I love this recommendation of there's coffee, but it's not very good coffee, and it's always just not hot enough. As a barista, that hurts my soul.
Yes, extremely. As a coffee snob, that hurts me. It's just been left on the pot for too long. Yeah.
I don't know, like, we're probably taking a break in a moment, I assume. But like, one suggestion I might have for like how we get in, could we pretend that we are like either like, I don't know, some kind of like contractor shipping company that has to pick up something or like is delivering something to that thing, so that we get it's either that or we just landing on the private launch pad, but I think that's a very, very bold thing to do. And I think the other option would be much more subtle, like disregarding the fact that our ship isn't subtle, but you have to pick the one that you can get. Like, it's not that you can choose. So anyway, is that like an idea that we could do? Like pretend to be, oh yeah, we have to like pick something up, and then up we go.
Yeah, I think with a company like this, it's definitely possible that we could arrive, say, hey, we're here to get something from y'all, and they can't find the paperwork for it, but they're just so used to not having the paperwork for shipments, and just go, yeah, fuck it, take it.
Yeah. So I think that might be a good plan of like doing things. How we get like there where we have to go, I don't know. Good thing I wear business wear, so I'm not standing out too much. Looks at the gaudy pinstripe suit. Like, I think the one thing Buds does is like when we arrive there is like put the color down. Like, okay, now I'm like, business look, not casual.
God, I think Vigil actually goes to like, I think Vigil sleeps in the cockpit. 2, he starts like digging out through drawers and such, and finds an old Interstar Shipping work shirt, and on the back it just says, "When you work at Interstar, you are the star." And then it has like a little asterisk on it. This does not mean you are burning a ball of gas. All Interstar references will be paid for.
Also, like in terms of look, because my shotgun isn't like I can't hide it. What I will do, and we'll have to see how it goes in play. But obviously, I'm not just carrying it around like openly. But I probably have some like slightly larger like leather handbag. That's again like very fashionable. Like probably like it's kind of like, I don't know, like lacquered or something like that. I'm bad at describing stuff. Also, I don't have an image reference for that. But the shotgun is in there. You know, so that it's not immediately obvious. You know, there's business stuff in there. I need it for business.
Yeah, intergalactic businessman. Okay, so let's just have a breakdown. The plan is to attempt to. And then just recap your plan for me, if you wouldn't mind. How we're going to approach this anyway.
Do you want to go, Cole, or should I?
I think you probably have a better idea of it than I do. I know we're just going to the main thing I know is we're going to kind of fake that we're supposed to receive a shipment, then somehow break into their office.
Yeah. Okay. We pretend that we have to receive something there, like dock there, and I think what then needs to happen is that like, okay, maybe you, because you like work there, and you can pretend that you're some intermediary person, like we realize, oh, wait a second, we need like this department to like sign something off, and but it takes a while if we were to like send it over and all that, so let's just quickly go there and like let them sign off in person so that we can be off like much more quickly, because as we all know, like the schedules are very tight when you're in shipping, so we can't just sit here and wait for like a few hours. It has to be like immediately, and that's like kind of our excuse to do what we have to do.
Mm-hmm. Cool. So
I really love the image that we just slapped Interstar right above the casino. So
yeah, I'm just adding this vitally important bit of information to the ship. It's very.
Mm-hmm.
I can't draw a star at the best of times. I don't know why I try to do one sideways. Cool. So that works for me. Whoops. Well, no, the wooden star's gone forever. That works. I like that. The idea that you're going to turn up in the Lucky Diamond and be like, yeah, no, we're official. I like that a lot. So, there's no real like engagement role or anything to do here. We're going to kind of like jump straight to the mission. But before we do that, did we want to take a quick 10-minute break, 10-15-minute break to stretch legs, refill water and such?
Yeah.
And then when we come back, we will kind of cut straight to the action, as it were.
Yeah. Okay.
Everyone in chat, go do that, and we'll see you shortly.
Yeah, and I'll move us
Make sure
over.
you get your bingo cards.
Yes, absolutely do that.
Okay. So, and break.
Okay.
We're live. I posted it in the wrong chat.
Hey, we're back. Thank you, Marco. We are back. Yeah, company mandated break is over. Return to your desks. Resume work. Hey, everyone, welcome back to the Roll Plus Bond 3rd anniversary stream. We are celebrating our community and in raising money for charity. Our chosen charity this year is Black and Pink, a charity kind of dedicated to abolishing the prison system and criminal punishment in that way, and liberating LGBTQIA plus people living with HIV and AIDS affected by said system. They have a bunch of different chapters and programs that you can find about on their website, blackandpink.org. You can donate by going to donate.rollplusbond.com. Thank you for the chat command there. And yeah, find out more about the organization blackandpink.org/about. Go there, have a look at what they do. They do a bunch of different stuff. I really like the kind of pen pal database. The idea of finding support through fellow people who are suffering and going through the same kind of things, I think is very important. And I like how that ties to this community we have here in a really good way. But back to the game. I am Wheeleigh, pronouns are he, him, and I am joined by Cole and Mocha as we are playing Orbital Blues. On that note, Mocha has a couple of games up in our raffle, which you can enter for a chance to win GB Robert, copies of GB Robert and Splinter Zone, 2 video games by Mocha, and a bunch of other stuff. I'm looking at the list now, and we have Fall of Magic, that the game that was on before us, Grasping Nettles, a couple of copies of Beam Saber Rush Wars, Beam Saber but Fast and Furious, Sweet Peony, Wagon Wheel, Medusa's Marauders. There's a bunch of copies going available, so get your cards and get your bingo card and get in on that. Absolutely should. And before we get back into the game, there's been a couple of donations since we started. All of them are $20, which is absolutely fantastic. We've had one from Michael, one from Illy, one from Glenn, where they say, roll 2d6 plus bond on a 10 plus, abolish the criminal punishment system forever. On a 7 to 9, run an annual charity stream to work towards this goal. And on a 6 minus, the criminal punishment system makes a move as hard as it wants. And then one from Interstar Shipping Company. So we here at Interstar want to remind you that you are the star of our workforce. Burn bright for Interstar. Those could... with those donations, we are at $350, over a third of our way towards our $1,000 goal for the weekend. Thank you to everyone who not just has donated, but also has spread the word about the event, has got on at people, and for everyone watching and taking part in the chat.
Can I just very quickly shoutouts to the caption bot for captioning GB Robo as GB Robo? Because that's like basically my idea was, okay, bootleg video game names and then make it very weird. And like, oh, wait a second, there was a game called GB Robo, GB Robot.
Yes.
And let's go from there. So that was like very funny to see. It's doing its best. I'm a fan of Caption Bot.
Captions are a fantastic resource. I'm very glad we're doing them.
Yeah.
As much as for their accessibility feature and also for the hilarious things that they get wrong. So, we are playing Orbital Blues, a game about being outlaws in a space western frontier. As we began, the crew of the Lucky Diamond, the ship you see on your screens, very much looks like this giant casino, have taken on a job to acquire the services of a famous and very good accountant known simply as the Numbers. And they are currently being held by Interstar Shipping Company. We very much appreciate your donation. In a contract currently. And they've been hired by these kind of group of freedom fighters who are just having a lot of trouble getting their books in line. We previously, before the break, were going over our plan, or your plan, for how you're going to get this done. And what we kind of came down on is you are going to approach the home office of Interstar, known as First Home Free, and under the guise of being one of their shipping crews, find a way aboard the offices and make your way to gaining access to Numbers, or specifically, you want to get access to Numbers' contract, I believe. I really like the suggestion of there being a big vault of contracts. As we kind of get back into it, Mark could just raise this over the break, and I think it's a fantastic idea. In order to kind of, like, a sense, ask you all if you want to make a donation and you're doing so. I want to throw out, make a suggestion for something that can potentially happen over the course of this adventure in your kind of notes. And I will absolutely try and bring that up. Or if you want to, there's a kind of advantage-disadvantage system in Orbital Blues called the upper hand and against the odds. If you wish to give any of our players an upper hand or put them against the odds, you can also throw that in there. Let's get you all involved in this game, because I like that idea a lot. Cool. So, are we ready to get back into it?
Yeah, I think so.
Absolutely.
Absolutely. So, I think we can cut back to this after our break. You were all kind of like ready for the job. I believe that Cole, you said that Vigil is now wearing a old Interstar kind of t-shirt with the slogan on it, and is it like freshly laundered, or is it like a it's old, it's crumpled, it's creased?
It's definitely old, crumble. It's got like oil stains on it.
Yeah.
There's like, and I had this actually happen on my work shirts before. There's a hole from one of the patches having like a little metal rod that caught the shirt, and when Vigil dropped it, it tore a hole into the shirt. And he has just never gotten around to patching it. It's not noticeable unless you're really looking for it. But it's definitely out of uniform from dress code for the company.
I imagine this is one of those companies, and I think every company I work for, like, they expect you to work so many days a week, but they only give you enough uniform for half of that.
You have to do laundry every day. Yeah,
it's like... so even though that hole is there, they haven't given you a spare shirt to wear instead. You're just going to have to deal with that. How is Bub's dress ready for this? Are you still in your fantastic suit?
Oh yeah. I also just googled tacky handbags for my, and I'm going to there's the chat. Just going to paste the image in here. Like, just imagine, like, I'm also putting it in the Orbital Blues Discord. That's the bag that, like, where the shotgun is in. Just like imagine it like slightly larger. I was like, okay, this is my business bag, where I'll do, like, where my business is inside. We don't talk about what kind of business like I'm doing, but yeah. Anyway, yeah, and like wearing the like suit again, like probably put the collar like down, like it's not popped up anymore, but like she doesn't feel good about it because it's like, like it's kind of like the way someone who has to wear a suit and a tie and hates it. Kind of like that, like I feel uncomfortable now.
Mhm.
And it's just like I don't wear the collar like the way I used to. By the way, like part of the inspiration for the character is like Kiryu Kazuma from the Yakuza game, at least in terms of fashion sense. Like probably not as much in terms of character because like I can't play a Kiryu ever. Like, it's like that's not possible. Anyway, yeah. So,
Excellent. So as we kind of approach the first home free, I mentioned before the break, it is a large kind of high rise that is styled after the. I'm going to try and do it again. Try and copy it again into the reference channel. See if that'll help me. This large building, this based on the 52 degree building. Nope, it is not letting me. That's frustrating. As we approach, you of course get pinged by, and you are still in the Lucky Diamond. I added on a big star, and let me see if I can find it again. No, where's it gone? The words. Oh, it's just gone forever. The words Interstar. Is that canon? Have you spray painted Interstar onto the side of it?
what I kind of like is what if, like parts of the surface are like these, like basically like LED boards that you can program and display different messages. And like
Yes.
maybe the panels kind of like shift around in color, be like this burnished gold stuff and like displayed like Interstar or whatever and all of that. And maybe it's like only on one face of it, like this stuff only works on one face and the rest stays the same. So we have to like rotate the ship in such a way that like that part is like very visible and not the rest.
So, Cole, I'm going to ask you to do a double duty here for a second. As the AI lets you know someone's calling.
Hey there, Papa Bear. We got an incoming call coming from Interstellar Shipping Logistics Corporation. Attention, rhomboid-shaped casino. We do not have you scheduled for your flight path today. Please answer this call. Elle, can you just let them know we are running behind, and we're trying to get our shipping manifest. Not a problem, Papa Bear. We'll get you settled in just in a few. And they have canceled my call and requested that you contact them directly. Please, give them a call. I don't know if Elvis actually like kisses at the end of statements from time to time. I just like to imagine he does. All right, open the line, and Vigil just like presses a few buttons, and you hear like a staticky, like CB radio crackle to life.
Yeah. I like the idea that your end is this very physical feel of it. And you kind of like, it slowly like fades in, like you're tuning an old like FM radio, to kind of just some hold music. Some very like jazz.basic.wav kind of sound. Just this very like meant to be as inoffensive as possible music and eventually a voice comes through that asks you, what is your purpose for your visit to First Home Free today?
You see Vigil take a deep breath and say, "Burning bright for Interstar. Hi, this is Visual Ash September here to make a bright delivery for bright pickup. Actually, sorry, for Interstar shipping. I am here to fulfill a contract. I was told to arrive here around 0430, and I know it's about 0440 right now. I am so sorry about running behind, but I'm just here to get my shipment and get on my way and burn bright for Interstar."
Do you have a shipping ID number we can identify? I'm going to ask for the first roll of the game.
Excellent.
We're over an hour in. So the way rolls in this game work, obviously very unique to us all, is you're going to roll 2d6 plus stat. So the stats in this game are muscle, grit, and savvy. And at the moment, this sounds like a savvy roll to me. So your savvy is
2.
2. So we are rolling 2d6 plus 2.
All right. Oh, whoops. Hey!
Hey, that's a 10. So in every roll, we are looking for basically above an 8. 8 plus is a success. Under 8 is a failure. However, we will still narratively move forward even with failures. It's not going to stop anything. So 8 lower is a success. So what do you say back to this person? They ask for a shipping ID number. Whatever you say back will work, but what do you say back?
Yeah, I think Vigil says, "Oh yeah, of course. We got the shipping manifest. It's from Gerald Presley. Looks like we're picking up slot machines. We're picking up a ton of slot machines. Hold on. Yeah, it looks like this might have been a hotshot order. I think we had to do it on the fly. Can you just check for order ID 1725 beta asterisk asterisk? Did y'all change the shipping IDs recently?" Just trying to baffle him and make it sound like it's a logistical nightmare.
Just there's like a couple moments you hear like very loud typing. Very clunky like keyboard. Very clicky clacky. For a couple of seconds. You can hear kind of like voices in the background chattering away. And eventually this person just kind of gets your ship is unorthodox. Can you please? And kind of like sends over a coordinates and says, "Park up there. We'll send a shuttle to collect you if that's okay. We're going to need you to come look over some things for us."
Yeah, should not be a problem. I'm looking back over at Buds and shrugging, going,
like I'm thinking about like, okay, I'm playing the role of maybe, okay, you're the contractor who's like the contact person to like the company, but basically, quote unquote, I own this, like the casino, like and whatever, and like I'm the like, okay, like we have to, like being the stressed manager behind the one who has to do the talking and all that. So like I'm thinking about like basically insisting that we dock because it's faster. Like we don't have that much time. Like maybe I like cut in and say, yeah, this is like royalty here. Like we I'm so sorry, but like we are on a very tight schedule. The slot machines we're meant to deliver like are already late. I don't know why this is. Like we ran into like a bunch of like issues in the traveling lanes, and it would be much more like preferable for all of us if we could just like dock for a moment and like get this done. I'm pretty sure like that you as well as all of us like would really like it for this to be over very like as quickly as possible.
So I'm gonna ask for a roll from you now.
Yeah, okay.
I think this is gonna be plus grit, as this is trying to push through kind of their system, and
Ooh, I have a 2 in that.
well, it's a good first couple of rolls then.
Well, let's see. A 4.
Oh,
Perfect.
oh.
I do
So
love
this person.
this.
Oh boy, that's a rough one. So that's a 4. 2 ones. So this system does have a mechanic called exertion. If you wish, you can re-roll one of those dice, or you can re-roll both of them. You just have to you spend a point of heart per dice re-rolled. However, as you re-roll them now, you have to keep whatever the end result is. So you can't keep re-rolling them for heart. You can
Okay.
once.
Yeah.
Would you like to re-roll any of those dice or keep that result?
I think I
You can only go up from here.
Yeah.
Like I need to get over an 8.
Yes.
Okay, so re-rolling 1 would not be enough, or like barely.
You would have to roll a 6. Yeah.
Yeah. So I spent too hard. A shame that this isn't combat. I was also thinking like, is there like a way for me to maybe use my background? I was just like looking at the stuff like gain 1 blues when you rely on talent you learn from an old friend or something. I don't know if this might like, I was like thinking might give me like some kind of a like the advantage thing here. If I were to like basically invoke some kind of like coded language where they mean, oh, they're working for that group. Yeah, we better just let them do this, otherwise I might get in trouble to some degree.
Yeah, absolutely. I like that a lot. So yeah. So we'll use that heart. We get that reroll. And then if you're doing this, if you're like relying on something, you learn from someone, you gain a blues.
I was at 4 blues when we rolled that, so I'm at 5 now. So God, what kind of coded language is that? Any ideas? Like, how do I phrase this? Because I was like thinking like it would be cool if we had this on screen in some way, but I can't think of something. Like,
is it like a name or a moniker you use?
Oh, like or maybe it's like some kind of like coded coded name for like this is a delivery for I don't know what's like the family is too like, or like maybe this is a family issue just like in a very like vague way.
Yeah, just say this is in connection to like one of the crime families.
Oh, I know it. It's just like, you know, my cousin has been like on my back with this delivery since last week, and if I don't get it now, like there will be like further trouble. And you don't want to disappoint your cousin, don't you? Like, you know that. Like basically like referring to some kind of distant relative.
Yeah, I like that a lot. I like that a lot.
Okay. Good. So I roll 3d6, take the highest, right?
So you are just re-rolling your 2d6.
Okay.
And it costs you 2 heart to do so. Yeah. So wherever you're, yeah.
Okay, then it's just that. Anyway, I spent my 2 hard. Let's please let it. Well, this is an 8.
Hey, there we go. It's a pass.
Good.
It's a pass. So yeah, you get through. There's a couple of minutes where like the typing continues, the voices continue, and suddenly it goes. You say like you mention your cousin, and it goes silent for a second. The coordinates vigil that you got suddenly like just change on the screen. And it says, Interstar will be happy to receive you as soon as possible.
Thank you.
Burn bright for Interstar.
Yeah,
Burn
always.
bright for Enderstar.
Yeah, switch up.
Mutes the mic
Yeah.
and then immediately turns and goes, cousin?
Don't ask. You don't want to know.
Okay. All right. So I'll just go ahead and pilot us in and starts like checking his pockets and goes, it's gonna be really hard to hide a gun. God damn it.
Like, wave my bag. Like, do you want me to sell something?
Absolutely not. And just like decides to wear like some knee-high boots and shoves the gun in there. That'll work.
So I definitely want to tie this into it as this is if this were a TV show, we'll tick off that bingo card. The idea that like, as this is kind of going in, the music kind of swells. We have like a fantastic, like kind of very jazzy, almost like a slow jazzy soundtrack as you are descending into the docking bay, kind of fading in and out of the image. We have the image of Anya Cascade singing in some jazz club on the other side. Zero, who was originally going to join us on this adventure, but unfortunately could not. I hope everything is going well for you, Zero. They donated $40, mentioning that Anya Cascade, who was going to be their character, is working a jazz gig on the other side of space system, hoping their bounty hunter friends aren't getting into too much trouble. So I still like the idea of having Anya on screen in this way.
I imagine there is, that music playing, and maybe there's like a little, maybe a video feed from that bar playing in the lobby area and like the reception.
Yeah, we make it diegetic. We bring it in that way. I like that. Diegetic, is that the right term? As we go from something that is off existing in the world to us as the viewer into the world of the game, as it were. But yeah, you all arrive, and as you are passing kind of security checkpoints, and people are you see people kind of like looking at your ship, and you are met by someone, this little kind of small Weasley-looking person who is surrounded by two large kind of security guards. Kind of approach you and just says, we're very glad you finally made it here. And kind of looks at you both and says, whose cousin are we working for?
I guess that would be me.
And goes, fantastic, please come. And kind of walks off. One of the security guards goes to kind of check your bag before this person kind of like stops and says, no, that won't be necessary.
Thank you so much. I know we are all on a tight schedule, so let's just get this over with.
Of course. Pinball machines.
Oh, looking over it.
Just
visual,
sighs really heavily and goes,
wasn't it slot machines?
they're the new model. It's a pinball slot machine where you'll tap the pins and the bumpers will flare up, and then if you're able to get the ball in the hole, you'll pin the slot machine, you'll pull the arm. It's supposed to overwhelm and distract the new players, but get them really into it because a whole bunch of things going on, so they want to put more money in to see if they can win.
I mean, that sounds great, but I don't know if we ordered those. Have we? Like,
You're a cousin. It's a hot shot ordered. We're just supposed to pick up what's on hand.
yeah, like I'm out of character. I'm looking for like a reason to like do I want to speak with your manager thing. Like, I think someone fucked up here. I don't know. Like, can we talk to someone who to the person who like You know what? No, like I know how I have to talk to. I have been here a few times. Like if you could just let me go like to the like office floor and like talk to the like shipping like our like contact person here who like who does this. I just need to check something back if this order is correct because I like it feels strange. Like I never heard of pinball like things and so.
This person looking like kind of very very sweaty, looking very nervous, and just like, no, I swear, and like kind of like starts to pull out a like a handheld computer. Kind of looks like an old like original version Game Boy, with way more buttons. Their hand like kind of shaking. So no, we definitely agreed on. I have it here, and like starts to like pull up, the kind of like manifest order.
Listen, like this might be in the documents, but I just talked to my cousin like a few days ago, and we were talking about like what we were to do with the slot machines and all that. And like again, do you know what kind of person my cousin is? Like if something's not the way they wanted, like there will be so much just drama and like stuff nobody really wants to deal with. I think I need to take another blues, by the way, because like just like back in the old job. We don't like we don't want that. So if you could just let me, it'll be quick, like just like 1 or 2 minutes, and I just have to check it. I just have to check in person just to be sure.
So I'm going to ask for another roll here. I think this is a savvy roll.
Oh God. Oh no.
But I think you get the upper hand here.
Oh, okay.
This person's kind of shaken with what's going on.
Okay.
Making them kind of susceptible to.
That's 3d6 plus 1, and I take the highest, right?
Yes, you take the highest too.
Why am I always playing liars? Oh God.
Oh no.
Oh, that's Shrek. The dice hate you today.
I mean, that's like the like I'm in a like Lancer campaign with Lee, and that's kind of like that's
what my rolls like. That's what my rolls every Friday night.
I'm not re-rolling that. I think it's fun to like have this go wrong.
Yeah, this person kind of like suddenly the shaking suddenly stops as they look at the manifest. And this person kind of like looks at you and says, "What was your name?"
Royalty.
And kind of looks over at Vigil and says, "And yours?"
Oh, I used to work here, Vigil. I'm a freelance now. I paid my dues.
They kind of like get that kind of device they have, this large Game Boy, and kind of suddenly more confidently kind of stand up and get in their hand in their pocket. They kind of like look over to one of these kind of security guards they have and just kind of nod. And they kind of start to reach back behind them for what you assume to be a weapon.
I think Vigil immediately stands up and says, Whoa, listen. I'm just a general contractor here. I was just told to pick up stuff. And, I wanted to come by and see some old friends. If you could just let us get our stuff and get on out of here. Maybe we can go, let's go talk to HR. You want to go talk to HR? Royalty, do you want to go talk to HR? I feel like there's some confusion here. Maybe we need a mediator to talk us through,
Yeah. Definitely don't want it's a bit rude, but anyway.
We do not take kindly to ruses and trickery at Interstar. We are an honest company. We believe in honesty both from our customers and from our employees, of which you are neither, and of no contract you hold. My men will take you into custody, and we will figure out who you are. before you try to steal from us.
This is an
No,
outrage.
no. Vigil starts saying no, and just says, no, you don't want to take us into custody. If you take us into custody, I'm going to start getting really worked up, and I'm going to start sweating, and then you guys are going to have a whole bunch of slime on your hands. It's going to be really gross, and it's just going to be really embarrassing for everyone involved. And then later on, you guys are going to talk about it in the bar, and you're going to make fun of me the entire time. I just don't want to have that on my mind. Please, don't arrest us. We'll get out of your hair. Just let us get the goddamn machines. I'm looking over at Buds, begging with my eyes to do something.
We can make that a roll. Make the what's the best beg stat? We think savvy or grit.
Even better. I have a grit of +0. Also, would that count as ruminate on the worst thing that could happen in this situation?
Yes, absolutely.
Cool, I get a blues.
Mm-hmm.
Nice. How does the blues mechanic work again?
So when you have 8 or above,
Okay,
you can declare that your trouble's brewing. And there is basically a bunch of things that you can do extra. You basically get like a super advantage kind of thing, and that kind of goes into your level up.
okay. So we are both kind of close to that.
Yeah, I know. I'm going to need to look back at the Troubles Brewing thing later, but I'm very excited about that.
So as it currently stands, yes, you are being approached by these kind of 2 large security agents.
Oh, God. Let's see how the grit rolls out. Woof.
Oh, no. That is a 4.
You can re-roll.
Yeah, if you wish to use your exertion, you can re-roll.
Yeah.
Don't you have a thing for your exertion in your abilities? In your gambits?
I have something called True Grit, which this is what I mentioned this in the Discord. I think everyone else is gonna have a good laugh. So in True Grit, it is a gambit that you get, and what that does is you have real guts. Once per session, you may draw on your inner resolve to roll a stat check or attack with the upper hand using your grit instead of the normal stat. My grit is +0.
Mm-hmm.
I grabbed this ability thinking it was funny to be a yellow belly True Grit player. I do not play a min-max, I played a max-min.
I mean, you could still get 3 dice, so...
But yeah, I think this is going to be a True Grit moment, and yeah, in that case, I won't spend a heart yet. I just really think that's funny. Let's roll 1d6. That's a 7.
Ooh, are you sure you don't want to re-roll that other one?
Yeah. I'll spend the heart.
Oh.
Again, if you have not marked dice cruelty on your bingo cards, please go ahead and do so now.
Yeah. Yeah.
This is insulting and painful. I no longer have True Grit. I do have blues.
So.
And yeah.
Yes, you do have many blues. Actually, so there is a mechanic in this game, called a blues check, which I am just going to read out very quickly. A character makes a blues check whenever something terrible happens to them. It's a measure of stress and turmoil for the outlaw. Blues checks often relate to a character's troubles, but anything that saddens them might call for a blues check. I think in this moment, this is kind of the Vigil's worst nightmare. Like exactly what they think is the worst situation is about to happen. And so I'm going to ask you to make a blues check, which is 2d6 plus grit. On an 8 plus, you basically gain a blues. So this is just an opportunity for you to get another blues potentially.
Oh,
you do
tragic.
Not. You do not. However, describe to me what Vigil is thinking in this moment. You have these 2 very large, big, beefy security folk coming towards you. What's going through Vigil's head?
I think we are getting a a flashback for Vigil. We are at basically a seedy bar, and there's a lot of shouting. There is a person with they have they stand taller than Vigil. Vigil would be like 5'9", 5'10". This person would be like 6'2".
Mm-hmm.
They wear thick rimmed glasses. They have like lilac colored hair. And they've got a matching Hawaiian shirt to what Vigil had. And they're pointing at a shadowy figure and yelling about a contract. And Vigil is looking at them, and then some people come up behind Vigil, grab him by the arms, and just take him out of the room.
Mm-hmm.
And as soon as that security guard grabs Vigil, we are jerked back into the present moment, and Vigil is starting to sweat more and more and tries to pull away, and that Star Bright shirt tears, revealing the flaming guitar Hawaiian shirt tucked underneath, of course.
I was gonna say, is that what's underneath? Yeah.
Yeah. And Vigil's going, no, not again, not again. I can't do this again. And is trying to pull away.
Can I? And I probably have to take another blues in a second. While that was going on, like very, I assume that I'm kind of practicing like opening that purse and like pulling my shotgun out, so I don't have to roll for that. Just like doing that and pointing it at the guards and just like basically saying, okay, we tried it, like I tried to do it calmly, but this doesn't have to be a thing. Do you really want to like stand in the way of the wolf? There's something we have to do here. You're not involved in this. You don't have to be involved in this. And you better not be involved in this. Because, like, what else? Like, might happen otherwise. And I'm, like, trying to force someone to do something they don't want to do. Which is just let us, forget that we were here and just let us go. While also, like, threatening violence to them.
That counts as two. You're using violence second nature, and then also making someone do something they don't want.
Oh, cool. So I'm at 8.
Wow, we got those blues real quick. Just as a reminder for everyone, just because I was just looking at them on Bud's character sheet, you do have like a bunch of questions where we answered 2 of them during character creation. If you feel like you ever answer one of those other questions during that, we bring that up, and you gain a blues during that as well. Just wanted to really check really quickly what it is that your gambit does. Mocha, I feel like I should explain that mechanic in the game. So when we made characters, everyone selected a trouble and a gambit. Trouble is essentially kind of like your background. It's the main way you kind of gain XP or blues. And it is how they ended out in the situation they're currently in. Vigil, I feel like that's coming up at this point. What is your trouble?
My trouble is I am yellow-bellied. Someone called me a coward, and they are right. Or no, I'm sorry. They called you a coward. Worse is they ain't wrong.
And that ties to kind of your background as someone who is very worried about potentially facing the consequences of your actions. So, Maka, I'm going to ask for another roll from you. I think this is potentially muscle.
Oh God.
Muscle or grit. I think in this situation,
I'd like much rather have it to be grit because I have a +2 in there.
I think that's fair. I think grit works. This is strong arming. This is keeping your gun steady as they approach.
Also,
Let's see how this goes.
I try to invoke my previous identity, basically. Also, like, I don't know if this might get me something. Yeah. So.
Oh, actually, yeah. Let's make that an upper hand.
Okay. Cool. It's like kind of like what I was going for. Please, just like thank God. 14.
Hey, 14. Okay, so they kind of stop. You give that speech. You say like this. Mess with a wolf. There's a wolf howls in the distance. And they kind of stop and kind of look at each other. And there's this moment of kind of silence upon everyone. Before this kind of the kind of main admin person in this group looks at you and says, "Who are you?"
Royalty.
Who are you really?
I think like I assume that like when Buds like was in their previous life, I think they were just being called the wolf to some degree. So like and not like I think I just say that I told you my name. And you know who I'm working for, and you should be knowing what my job here is. And I don't think that your loyalty has to be. Are you really that loyal to this place that you just like won't let us? Like, we're not threatening you, like you specifically. I mean, yeah, now, but you know, like overall, like that's not like we're not here for you. Like, we don't even like.
You kind of pulled a gun on us, man.
I mean, yeah, like this might come to that, but like that's not like why we're here. Like you're not the target here. Just
and
like
who is?
Like I'm not going to tell you. Like what kind of like what why like you really believe that like asking me like who I might be, you know, why I'm here, like is a smart move to do? I told you know what my cousin does like when I would be doing that. Like I'm not betraying my cousin. So just let us go. Like file us as like having to check something. We'll be back in I don't know, an hour or so at best, and then we'll leave. And nothing bad will come from it.
I think they kind of motion to. I imagine like this person has like their hands up at this point. The security guards have kind of stopped, and this admin kind of like points at, or kind of motions with their head to essentially the exit, the main way into the main complex, and says, "I can't guarantee safety past that."
That's fine. We wouldn't have like believed that anyway. Like we'll be quick and quiet. Like
And
right, Ash?
Yeah. Yeah. And you can see Vigil taking off the company shirt, looking at the burn, the one word that's remaining on the shirt that's in clear view. It says burn, and finds like the nearest trash can and just like tosses it toward there. Yeah.
So
Let's go.
yeah, let's get our slot machines. Like okay. Like I might.
Okay.
I don't know. Can you go above 8 blues?
yes, you can continue to gain blues past 8.
Because that feels like another one. Like like just in general. Like why? Like like I want to get away from this, but I can't. Maybe it's like even like this. At which point did you realize you'd gone too far? Maybe it's like something like that, where like a situation like this, like completely went wrong. Where like the like threatening like people that aren't directly involved to just let you do that, didn't work, and it got really messy. And that's kind of like the thing.
Yeah, I definitely like the idea that the like we have those shots of like this person, this little Weasley, almost like Rick Moranis looking, admin staff with their hands up, and like it kind of fades, doing a lot of fades here, in and out to like someone from Buds' past, from this moment, kind of like as you're gaining these blues, like that's how we can visually represent it. I like that a lot.
Could we add in that, like, at some point Vigil just says, I really hate when you refer to yourself as the wolf. You said you were going to stop that shit. And just kept walking.
Well,
like, just a couple steps ahead of you, so he doesn't have to look back at you.
Well, it got us through here, right? Like, also there are some parts that you can't really escape.
Yeah. Sure. And just, like, keeps moving.
Mm-hmm.
Still, like, just, like, wiping away the sweat and taking a deep breath, patting their shirt pocket.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah, as we kind of like walk through the doors of this place, unless there's anything anyone else wants to do in this room before we kind of get into the main complex, as it were. I feel like I cut across you there, Cole. Sorry.
No, you're good. I think I'm good here.
Rather than kind of go through this like floor by floor and such, I laid out the plans to you both before. Let me just just to remind everybody, you are currently on what is known as Block 2, the kind of ship maintenance and main shipping level. Above you is first and foremost the cafeteria and leisure zone. Above that is the kind of main offices and admin, and above that the executive offices. Below you is basically the living space for the people that work here. Where do you want to go? And I'm just going to kind of throw that out to everyone. That you both decide where you want to go, and we can just kind of cut straight there. Straight there, rather than, dungeon crawling our way through an office block, as fun as that might be.
I would like to check the door for traps.
I mean, you could montage this out, right? As sneaking through stuff and like I would think that we would go to the admin floor, right? Like this is where they keep the contracts.
Mm-hmm. Do you take the that admin person's key?
Like, does this place have a stairwell?
Probably. I would imagine so.
Yeah, like instead of like taking the elevator or whatever, we just take the emergency stairs.
Yeah, they definitely have like elevators that are like operated by like bio keys that let you know where you can
pass.
Yeah. I just realized we're doing the Shinra building.
Yeah, I was also thinking about like, and then we get the scenes of like us like climbing way too many stairs.
Yeah. Running up the stairs. There's definitely like cut between someone in an elevator. There's like elevator music going, and then just cut back to you all like running up.
Oh, by the way, I'm like popping the collar back up again because we are not pretending anymore.
Now we're in business. Collar down business, collar up business with Zeds. So yeah, heading to the executive floor.
Okay. Do we have a plan for this? I don't think that at some point threatening would not be enough. Like if we go that way.
Well, if I remember right from my time here, when you go up to the executive floor, you usually need to have an appointment, and there is always one person who always has their appointment open, and it is it's the orientation head. Basically, you say you're here for orientation, and because it's government company required, they always have an opening. The thing is, no one wants to go through orientation because they don't get paid for it.
Mm-hmm.
So if we go up there and we say, hey, we're here for orientation at the executive level, we can at least get through a couple rooms. I think the person's name is... Finding the name real quick. I think last time I was here, the person who ran orientation was named Kenzie Temple.
Yes, absolutely the same person who, in order to maintain like that they can keep doing this, they've spun them off into their own department. They are now orientation management.
Oh no. And like by the time we hit like floor 20, Vigil's just completely out of breath, just gasping.
Is it possible for us to like pretend that we need to look at our contracts when we are at orientation?
I mean, oh, the stairs. If we could try, I mean, we can just, if that fails, we can just do what we did earlier, wave a gun at them.
Yeah. Again, I don't think like I'd rather not shoot people here. I really don't.
To be fair, most of the people that work here also would like to not shoot people.
Yeah.
Executives, I don't know about.
Yeah, yeah. I don't think that the executives will come out with guns at us, though. Like from my experience, they usually send the people, you know. Anyway, let's see how this goes. I hope this shit pays.
So we are arriving at the like orientation seminar. I'm imagining I'm trying to think of like every like orientation I've ever been in, and just this very sparse room. It has posters that have Interstar logos on them, and like it's the same 5 posters, but they're all made to look different. There's one that has like, here's the progression chart, here's where you can be, testimonies from models that absolutely do not work for the company. Like the values, which is a very silly acronym. What's some good values that would spell out STAR? Like something, teamwork.
Arbitration. Readiness.
Synergy.
Oh, synergy.
Synergy.
Oh. Here, I'm not going to say which one of my friends work for this company, but a big one from Amazon is taking responsibility, taking ownership. I feel like they use that a lot.
Yeah.
Oh, R is then responsibility.
Acronyms.
Synergy, teamwork. Yeah. Thank you, Cindy. Achievements.
Results.
Yeah.
Yeah. There we go. I do, Mike. I really like acronyms. I just love that. Next time I play this, we're going to the acronym business, and there's a marketing company. Yeah. Synergy, teamwork, achievements, results. I like that two of them mean the exact same thing. Yeah, that these kind of posters, the room is kind of like sparse. There's like two other people in there. Two other like employees in like brand new shirts. As you get in there. What was the name you had for the person running these seminars? Cole?
Kinsey Temple.
Kinsey Temple, yeah. What do you think they look like?
Ooh. Who is the most boring person I know?
Like I instantly have a very maybe it should say people, but like instantly I'm like, oh, okay, this is someone with um like short cropped blonde hair. Definitely wearing a cardigan.
Oh God, yeah.
Over like a cardigan over a blazer. Uh we make it gamer fashions, but granny. But yeah, if anyone else wants to add anything else onto what this person, what the vibe is of Mackenzie.
I think that sounds about right. They're definitely one of those cardigans.
Mm-hmm.
Not to say cardigans are bad, but this person makes everyone thinks cardigans are bad.
Mm-hmm. Go on.
I also want to imagine like the walls here are painted what the company referred to as Starshine Yellow, but really, it looks faded. It looks like a mess.
Is it beige? Actually,
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. It's not even like a good beige.
oh, also like the presentation. Can it be not like on like computer with projectors, but like anyone here remember like overhead projectors?
Yeah, I was literally saying, oh, overhead projectors, let's go. Pulling
For
like
the old
slides
people,
off.
yeah.
Yeah,
Oh no.
pulling like stencil slides
Mhm.
off a thing. Yes, I like kind of reframing your descent up the stairs, imagining as like a wide like establishment shot. We get like a cross section of the building, so as you're running up the stairs, we're also seeing the floors that you're passing, which have those like we pass the like cafeteria and leisure, which has people doing like 0G aerobics in 20-minute chunks. Um, and like very space age looking like exercise machines. And then going up to offices where it looks kind of clunky and we have that very CRTs monitors and like beige computers are back. And then as we reach the executive levels, the desks there all have hollow projectors. And very futuristic looking. But then we cut back to this office, and yeah, it's someone in a overhead projector, looking very bored. Two other people have turned up for the orientation, and Mackenzie just kind of looks and sighs and says, "You're late."
Sorry, we had like there was an issue with my card. Like we had to fix something.
Any issues with company cards should be reported to the company card department.
Yeah, that's what we did. It took a while. Anyway, we're here now.
Any issues with department timings should be reported to the complications. Yeah, I guess that complications department. Anyway, what's your names? And kind of like reaches over to a stack of papers.
We are. And again, visual starts kind of freezing up. I'm Ash. Ash October.
Stacy Cousins.
Let's get savvy rolls from you both.
One thing I'm good at.
Like hand in the.
Oh, nice.
Okay,
Let's go.
let me. 2d6. What my savvy is? I think +2.
I
Was
think
it?
yours is a plus.
No, +1. Okay, my
Yeah.
grid is +2. I'm going to re-roll the 2,
Cool.
so I'm down to 5 heart.
On the bright side, you could always say troubled brewing at some point.
Oh yeah,
Mm.
that's a 4. Okay, that's a 9 now.
Hey, there we go.
There we go. Yeah, so she pulls out 2 sheets of paper and hands them to you that have those names on them. As she kind of looks at you, as she kind of like says, like, you seem familiar. Back for round 2?
Oh, just can't stay away from that star bright attitude. Just biggest, fakest food service smile you've ever seen.
And just kind of like sits, kind of motions to seats to allow you all to sit down. I am not going to make you both sit through an orientation seminar. However, that is the scene we will leave our characters on if we go into a second break.
Yeah.
Give everyone a chance to stretch legs, refill water, get some sunlight if you so need it. Ready to fade back in to see how everything is going. Yeah. Also use this chance to go and donate. Thank you, Cole, for dropping the chat in the thing. Dropping it in the chat there just in time. Yeah, we will see you all back in 10-15 minutes ish.
Bye everyone.
Ready for the final part of Orbital Blues.
Stay tuned.
Hey, we are back. Is everyone good? Is everyone fed and watered and stretched, ready to go back into this finale part of the Orbital Blues game? As a final reminder to everybody, this is the Roll Plus Bond anniversary weekender, as it were, raising money for Black and Pink National. This is an organization dedicated to abolishing the criminal punishment system and liberating LGBTQIA plus people and people living with HIV and AIDS affected by said system. They do a bunch of advocacy, support, and organizing initiatives, which you can find out about at blackandpink.org/about. And you can find out about their programs at blackandpink.org/programs, where they have a big list of things they do, including transitional housing. I mentioned the pen pal database like constantly, but that's like my favorite thing. I think that's like something that is like really, really important, especially considering the way the world has been recently. And you can go to donate.rollplusbond.com in order to find our Tiltify and donate to that cause. We are looking at a goal of about $1,000 over this weekend, which we are currently at 390 of, so we are making a really good stead to that in what is the second game already. The gratitude knows no bounds. And we also have our fundraising raffle currently going on, where you can win copies of games that are being played over this weekend, which are all fantastic. Every time I look at the lineup over this weekend, I am reminded how fantastically creative and broad this community is. It really is fantastic. And also, I haven't shouted it out yet, but I really should. The music during the intermission by Devin Nelson. Someone in another Discord, Ben, who I'm hoping is still watching, just posted a link to the music, commenting on it. And I feel like it should be my duty to also do so. So yeah, look out Devin's music. And yeah, provided everyone is settled back in, we can get back into the game. As we left for this break, what I really like is the first break kind of left as we were kind of planning things and getting into it and preparing, and this break left with you all sitting in a very boring seminar. And as we come back, the very monotonous voice of Mackenzie kind of finalizing the points they are making on company procedures around breaks, and should you need any time off for whatever reason, you have a percentage that you must hit. Going over that will be step from two, and then suddenly stop and go mandated break time. You will have a chance to stretch your legs, acquire liquids if you so wish so. And then they kind of lean back, and the door to this room like reopens automatically.
Oh God. Ugh. Okay. I guess I'm going to like take a smoke break, like quote unquote.
Vigil starts awake. Just goes, oh shit.
For some reason, I thought you meant like awake, like the event. I was like, it's boring. It's not that bad.
Okay, I think when we like leaving the room, I like whisper to Vigil, it's like, okay, where we have to go.
We need to get a pass for the bathroom. If we get that pass, I think we will probably just go further into the executive suite.
Okay, I turn around to like, what's their name again?
Mackenzie. It's Mackenzie. Oh.
Kinsey? I'm sorry, I need to pee.
Just kind of like looking at you. They have the look of someone who, like, I feel like the company wouldn't allow smoking in public areas like this, but they absolutely need a like cigarette in hand to really sell the like tired secretary kind of look.
I offer them to like I offer my lighter. Like
don't you have your ID card?
listen, there was this thing. It's right now. It's like being fixed. Like like my friend here. Like they worked here before. Like they said, I need a pass. Like
Ask for a savvy roll.
yeah, sure. Like with the the thread here is like. What will happen when I can't go to the bathroom? 2d6 plus 1.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's an 8.
There we go.
Like,
Wow.
barely.
A 6 and a 1. Wow. She kind of like... They kind of like turn around and pull out a big kind of like keychain on a lanyard that has just a bunch of like tags on it, pictures of like Mackenzie on a roller coaster, in a much more youthful look, a lanyard for like some company that doesn't exist anymore, and just kind of like hands it to you and says, "Just bring it back."
Sure, we'll do that. Just I'm quick about this. Don't worry. I will. I guess I just leave and Vigil follows me like later, like a bit later or whatever. And then I probably looking through the keychain, like figuring out, okay, maybe there's like a card that gets us into like the vault place somewhere on here.
So the idea here is you have Mackenzie's like key card, which has access to more things than a standard key card would. So, I'm gonna ask for an observation check. We haven't done that yet.
Yeah.
An observation check. This is just a straight 2d6 roll from you both.
Okay.
And this just kind of helps to. You can figure this kind of like a perception check in like D&D and such, or.
An 11.
So you
And
both
9.
get it. Great.
Nice.
I like that. What I like about this is, yeah, you can kind of see I really like the like sci-fi style of like just a line on like floors or doors that lead you to a particular place. I pull on this like a lot, so you can kind of see like the gold line that leads to this vault that you're looking for. As you're kind of doing so, I've really wanted to like pull this out, and I'm glad that I think this works a great place. Vigil, you hear like a very familiar voice, just kind of in the background, talking to someone as they just go, "I'll get right on that," and this is the voice of none other than Jazz Blush. If you would like to explain who that is.
So the camera shows again a person walking forward, but I imagine they're in a more company approved uniform, and they have a more company approved hairstyle. It's no longer lilac, but the voice is very familiar, and if you just swap the color of the hair to lilac, viewers of the show would recognize Jazz Blush as the exact same person that Vigil got pulled away from in the argument. And this is Vigil's old navigator and ex. They are their old flame, and this is why Vigil considers himself the survivor, because last time they were together, they were resolving a contract with a mob family, and Vigil didn't want anything to do with it and got pulled out of the room while Jazz dealt with it and all the consequences.
And now, in the background, not noticed you yet, but Jazz is here working for the company. We see them kind of like wander away from like an assistant's desk, have talked to someone. They whistle a little tune as they kind of make their way down the corridor that you were about to walk down.
I think Vigil hears that voice, thinks it's about to come around the corner, looks over at Bud, turns around and just walks directly into the bathroom.
I think that calls for a point of blues.
Racking up the blues points. And just walks away, not even saying anything.
Mm-hmm. How does Buds react to that?
Yeah, I think I'm confused. I think like, what? And like, a part of me is like, yeah, okay, they're like, this is like an old place. I know how stressful this can be, but we need to like fix the job, and either like going on my own, or like I'm right now I'm a bit torn, going on my own or like staying and see how how they're doing. And the way I think I'm going to play this is if I hadn't been like so much in my like, okay, this is what I used to do like mode earlier, I probably would have stopped and like checked in on them. But because I'm like, okay, the job needs to be done, and like this is where what I'm good at, so I'll just keep on going, and just like letting them sort themselves out.
Cool. I like this. I'm going to just very quickly roll a d6 just to decide something in my own head. Cool. Great. Awesome. So, who wants to go first? We'll split the group in two. Who wants to go first?
Okay, do you want to go, Buds?
Yeah.
Sure.
Cool. We'll start there. Cool. So as Buds kind of like walks down, carrying on to the still holding Mackenzie's keys, jangling as it goes, you kind of come to the vault and you see this person kind of stand there. They kind of like look you up and down and like they're waiting to go in, and they kind of like smile and say, "Yeah, you look like you're dressed for business."
Oh yeah. Yeah. You know how it is. Like always something to do here.
You knew?
Yeah, just got a like like orientation and all that, but like there's like something contracts, like I have to check something.
Oh, sure, yeah. Well, I'm just dropping off, as it were.
Huh.
I think you're both like kind of stood at this door. It's locked. That is essentially the door to the vault.
Oh yeah, I could theoretically, but I don't think that they will would like be very happy if I open it, right? Like, but so like, what are you waiting for? Like, do you have an appointment or like? I'm sorry, I'm new.
Oh yeah, just figured you had your key card in hand. You might
Okay, yeah. I'm sorry. Yeah, sure. Like I'll just like buzz them in, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
Is it like they them or like what like pronouns?
Remember, I wrote it down.
He him on the character sheet it has.
Okay. I'll buzz them in.
So yeah, they're like thank you kindly, and they kind of walk in and there's again another like security agent kind of sat at a desk. and this was the idea of this kind of contract vault was yours ideas. So I'll let you kind of tell me what it looks like.
Oh God. Oh. Okay. I think it's a bit like, a big bank vault with like a large fortified door. But behind it, it's just rows and rows and rows of like filing cabinets that are like stacked to the ceiling.
Yeah.
And the system is like, it's numbered. It's not like, okay, your contract is like it's filed under your last name or like in alphabetical order, but like contract numbering system to some degree. And I think when someone quits or like stops being employed, their number gets like reapplied to someone else. If that makes sense. Like,
oh, I like that. Yeah.
So like something like that. So there's still a fortified door, I guess. Like, why am I doing this? This makes it harder for me, but I'm pretty sure like that the person, like, there's like a buzzer or whatever. The problem is like, I don't really want to like do like heavy violence here, but at the same time, okay. Also, there's like someone else. I think I just let that the other person like do the stuff. Like, you go first. Like, I have a bit of time.
Yeah. So as you kind of like wander in, the door kind of like closes back behind you, and first and foremost, of course, Jazz and this security officer have to catch up and have a chat. And they're kind of talking about how things are, and the security officer's like, "Oh yeah, no." Jazz is like, "Yeah, I'm shipping out some slot machines. Bit of a rush gig, as it were." They're just kind of chit chatting and stuff, and oh yeah, blah blah blah. The security guard kind of gets up, swipes their key card, and kind of this vault kind of opens. They go in, they kind of like find a filing cabinet, kind of drop it off, and then immediately they like leave.
Are they
Jazz kind of
in the meantime? Are they paying attention to me?
no, they're kind of like chatting amongst
Because
themselves.
when they open the door, like I assume they both go in. I would like to slip in, and I don't know, hide away in like a corner until they leave. Because I'm pretty sure there's like a way to open the vault door from the inside. I don't know if this is true, but
So you're trying to like kind of like slip in.
yeah.
Cool. Let's get a roll for that. Let's get a.
That is. I assume that's savvy.
Yeah, that'll be a savvy. Doing a lot of savvy today.
Yeah, I'm very like I mean, it's not muscle, so like muscle would be. I put my foot like in the vault door. 2d6 plus 1. What? Oh, okay. I forgot the R. I typed a T.
Slash troll.
I can do this. Okay.
Oof.
Oh God. When do I have to declare trouble is brewing?
That is a.
I think. Maybe I don't know if I'll let this roll and then go into trouble is brewing. I think so.
It just says once per arc, if you have at least 8 blues, you can declare one of your troubles is brewing. Your soundtrack plays as you try to assuage your blues by confronting the source of your trouble.
Because I mostly want to have it because then I don't have to use hard for re-rolling. Because I have.
So I have a potential like way that this can trouble is brew, as it were.
Yeah.
If you wanted to like kind of turn it on in this scene.
Yeah, sure.
So, if you're going to stick with the role that you currently, the idea that as you kind of like watch the security guard open this door, you see they have just up their sleeve. You see a very similar tattoo to yours, which we haven't discussed yet. So, if you want the idea that we can tie this security guard into your background and your trouble.
Yeah, sure.
Potentially someone from your past.
Yeah, I haven't really talked about like the trouble, but so my trouble is in too deep. You got involved with the wrong people and did things you ain't proud of. And like for the character questions, I think I took like one was, how did you wriggle free? Are you off the hook? Which is no, I haven't. Like I just left basically. And the other thing I picked, I think, was which unsavory organization did you work with? And basically, it's like some kind of crime family. And what I did was basically when they had someone important to remove, or like, you know, like when like there was like some kind of like dispute with a different crime syndicate and like some of their leaders had to be removed, like I was on the job, or like retaliation against like former members, all that kind of stuff. And I did that. And at some point, I figured I don't want to do this anymore because this is awful. Doesn't mean that I'm not doing violence anymore. And the reason why I'm called the Wolf is, or like, that's what I'm calling myself. And I think what was also the moniker in general, because like wolves hunt people down, like to some degree, or like are hunters, I guess. Is I have, and that's where we get a bit of total whiplash to some degree, is on my back is a like big tattoo. It's where somewhere I have the image. I just picked the one that you posted at some point, Lee. I'm going to post it in the like Discord again, like the tattoo of a, I don't know. I hope it works. Of a howling wolf, like a moon, like, you know, these very like airbrushy. I assume that it's like much more colorful and, you know, looks airbrushed. That's on my back. Again, Yakuza reference, like at least the video game, like something like that. And like maybe what's dawning on me when I see that is, oh, like, either that's a person, like that's definitely a person who works for the same group I worked for, and like what like comes to my mind immediately, maybe they're here for me. Like they like took notice or like got wind that I'm supposed to be here, and now they're there. Or like at the same time they know Cole's friends. As my name was Butts Two Barrel. I forgot the last name. Two Barrel is the call sign, basically. Where's my character sheet? Oh my god, I have too many windows open. I have it somewhere. Oh yeah, no. What? Yeah, there it is. I minimized it. Ugh. Ivory is the last name. And yeah, so I think that's like what I'm seeing there, or like what I'm noticing. I don't know if like maybe they want to like there for like that other person, or like they're here for me. That's like, I guess, up to someone else to decide.
So as they kind of open this door, as you kind of try to like slide past, and you see this tattoo, and you see them kind of look at you. We announce, yeah. So your trouble is brewing. So what this means for everyone, for the rest of the scene, you can spend your blues for exertion instead of heart. Any damage that's done to you, any attacks, you take half damage, and at the end of the scene, you reset your blues to 0. You get a new trouble, a new gambit that will come with it because you're at 2. Your heart will restore all the way, and you get to increase one of your stats by 1. So as this person kind of like looks at you, and there is kind of that look of recognition, your theme song starts to play. What is your soundtrack?
So my soundtrack is The World's Largest Crucifix by early 2000s goth country band Blanche. I have no clue if anyone knows this band. It's like fairly small, I think. You can find the song on YouTube. I can look up or like find a link. I'm not going to play it here. because copyright reasons, obviously.
Yeah, it is kind of a shame we can't.
There was maybe a second on the stream for
Yeah.
the song. One thing I want to point out, because the song gets better, there's like basically in the album there's like a preamble basically to it, and then it moves immediately into the song. So listen to the first link and then listen to the second, but not maybe the last 2 minutes, because there's like a second thing at the end there. It's a bit of a weird thing. And I think the preamble plays before that happens, basically, as I'm like walking, like basically all the scene we've described before that to some degree. And
Yeah, absolutely. So, your trouble is in full swing. This person's looking at you. You get that sense of recognition. What do you do?
Just as a thing, do we want to like go back to like to Cole for a second, because I don't want to hog like the whole thing now.
Oh, I was going to finish this scene up, and then we were going to jump back to.
Okay.
Definitely wrap up the scene. You were good.
Yeah.
Don't even worry about it.
Okay. I don't know like how this like plays out. So they look at me, and I don't maybe. Yeah, I mean, if trouble's brewing, it's more like, okay, this is a situation now, and like immediately also like the thing might be is like the old basically mechanisms start like coming through again, and like the cool thing where like in one fluid motion, like grabbing the shotgun out of the bag and like dropping the bag and just pointing at them. And do I shoot them?
So, I feel like we should probably go into a bit of combat. I'm going to say you have a surprise round. So, normally we would roll for initiative. But as you have a surprise round, you kind of have the first turn here. So yes, if you want to shoot them, you can do so.
Yeah, I think that's what's happening.
So the way combat works in this game is you roll. So the target number is still 8. You roll 3d6. You choose 2 of them to be your attack roll, and the third one is the damage dealt. So you're kind of rolling your attack and damage at the same time, and you're picking what's what. So if you roll like all 6s, you can do like max damage and definitely hit. If you want to like kind of like just hit them but do a lot of damage, we'll see what the roll comes up, and you can kind of pick and choose. Okay. But yeah, 3d6 plus appropriate modifier, which I believe.
Okay, just like because it might come up, my gambit is Desperado, which means in combat, when I use exertion to reroll, I can basically only spend like 1, I guess in this case, blues, and reroll still like 2 dice. So I don't have to like spend them 1 by 1.
Yeah.
So it's like 3d6 plus something, like plus like savvy or
plus,
whatever.
Plus your appropriate stat, which I think would be savvy at this point.
It's like
getting
ranged.
the gun off first, yeah.
Also because I think ranged combat is savvy and not muscle. Like if I read this correctly. Okay. So I need to reach an 8.
Yeah.
Okay, so I guess I'd take 1 5 and 1 3, and like the 5 is my damage.
And the 5 is damage. So instantly, you kind of like, I don't want to get too much into describing the violence too much on screen, but you basically blow this person away. What do we think that looks like?
I think because we are like PG, we don't really see that like detailed. But more like, I think the focus is much more on like what Buds is doing, and like probably like flashbacks to like stuff that, again, like the scenes before, like maybe we hear like the like like the dialogue we had earlier, like with I'm the wolf and blah 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 blah, my cousin isn't going to be happy, Like, I don't know, close up to the face and then to the gun, and I just like and the trigger and like while the gun explodes, I like, sort of shotguns that's like very messy. And also
The
like
room just
the reason I
fills with smoke.
picked sort of shotgun is because at least in the Mafia video game, that was like the weapon that the basically was used to punish traitors. So that's why I also that's why I picked it in that regard. Also because shotguns are always fun.
This is true.
Like fun, quote unquote. I have to be very careful here. Like not in real life, but in game situations. I'm just looking at the tag for my weapon because it's shot. I think that means something or might mean something.
So you produce a wide kind of berth, like
Yeah.
you produce a wide shot. So you've probably also damaged like the computer that was in this room. Probably set off some kind of alarm. As it goes. What's your next move? I want you to kind of, as your trouble is brewing, this is your scene. I want you to kind of
I mean,
we'll take the lead here essentially.
are they like what's happening at like
So we
aside
have
from
Jazz
that?
kind of like in the vault now, probably looking extremely worried about what's happening as you've just pulled out
Right.
this shotgun.
So it's like
They're kind
This-
of clambering on
yeah.
top of a filing cabinet.
I just say like I'm not here for you. I just need to get something and we're done here. Like this is already way too messy. And like I think aside from that, maybe it's just like I'm not here for you. I don't care. And like just like walking through like, do I know? I don't think that I know the contract number.
No.
I think what I'm saying instead is, like, I always forget. What was the name of the person we were like? Numbers?
Numbers, yeah.
I need Numbers contract.
They've all got numbers.
Numbers, the accountant.
I'm going to ask for a savvy roll as they're kind of like stung for a second.
Okay. Let's see. That's a +1, not a +2. Oh, like, isn't there like, oh yeah, damage is half and all that. It's not like, oh, I forgot the R again. It's great because people can like watch it on the stream, not R//R. Okay, that's a 9.
Nice. So they immediately kind of like very shakily kind of pull over and pull out reach to a file, pull out a contract that is, I think, just 2222222, and hand it to you. And it's like this big ream of like dot matrix paper.
Yeah.
Just seems to like go on and on and on. And they kind of hand it to you.
Thanks.
And they're just like, you ain't getting out of here though. Security's coming for you.
Well, we'll see about that. Not the first time that I did this. I think like casually reloads the shotgun. Because it's like a, like the old-timey, old-timey, but like, double barreled. You have to pull it out and all that.
Yeah, very good.
Just like, and like stuffing the contract into the bag and just like taking it and like not putting the gun back, at least for now.
I really love the idea that we've just had this like scene of violence, this like kind of moment. You look extremely like dangerous. You have this contract and then you like lean down and pick up this like business bag. And like one hand stuffing it in as you like reload your shotgun.
Yeah, and I think I'm just leaving. And like that one was like, that person was bad news. Like, just check the tattoos. You'll know what I mean. and I think I'm just leaving. And maybe on my way back, like knock at the door of the bathroom, like, come out. I got everything. Can leave now.
So, as we end that scene there, you reset your blues to 0.
Yeah.
And then as we go into Cole's scene here, as what was happening while this was happening, you get a new trouble.
Yeah.
And then because you're up to 2 troubles, you get a new gambit. Your heart goes up, restores to full, and you increase one of your stats by 1.
Oh, all of that. I thought only
Yeah.
one.
No, you
Like-
choose one.
Choose 1.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes, you do choose 1. Sorry,
Yeah.
that's my fault.
So
I read that wrong.
I was like about to look for like a good trouble.
So every 2 troubles you have, you gain a new gambit.
Yeah.
So, while you pick that, we'll go over to Cole.
Yeah.
You're in the bathroom.
So, flashback. Vigil hears the chatting, and as they go into the elevator, takes a deep breath and steps back out. Slicks back the hair a bit more, and, like, runs his fingers through his hair. I need coffee. And decides to walk back down the stairs into the leisure area / cafeteria, and waves the additional key card that he has, walks in, looks at the coffee machine, and goes over, grabs a mug, and is just there taking a deep breath. And I think that's when we hear the alarms go off. I imagine there's like a lockdown procedure of some kind, of just like, please do not leave your current area. This is a drill. We are currently experiencing technical issues. Please stay within your area. Any accidents or injuries or causes of death will not be held responsible by Interstar. Just something like that in the background.
Yeah. Liability is your own.
Exactly.
As like this is happening, someone kind of like wanders over to you. They have like a big mug with the install logo on it. They're like dipping a tea bag in and out. And they're just like, what do you think that is?
Vigil's just like trying to find like the warmest pot of coffee by just taking their hand and just putting it on the side of the pot to find which one's hotter. She's like, I don't know. Maybe someone just walked into an elevator with a shotgun. Well, I'm sure it's nothing too big. And it says, which one of the pots of coffee is actually the good one? There used to be a good one.
Oh no, see, the coffee's just gone downhill over the years. The kind of like motions to what they're doing and says, really, just pick up the tea bags.
Okay, yeah. Oh, and then thinking about the alarm, and then realizing, oh yeah, Buds went into an elevator by herself. It says, hold on, I need to make a call real quick, and pulls out a wallet, and pulls out a little pin, and folds it out, and then folds it out again, and then folds it out again, and calls the Lucky Diamond, and tells Elvis, hey, we're gonna need to do the slingshot extraction, I think. Can you cause a ruckus downstairs? Am I able to get Elvis to do that?
Oh, I think absolutely, yeah. As you wish.
Yeah. And of course Elvis responds with, oh wait, how did I do that voice earlier? Where was it? Of course. A hound dog is here to send pleasure to you and cause any kind of noise making you like, let me go ahead and rock and roll. And Vigil just nods hangs up and says, "Yeah, so where's the tea at? Let me go ahead and get some tea." Nice to meet you, by the way. Vigil.
Kind of like hand to hand, just numbers.
Vigil picks up the mug, puts it back down, and just goes, "You wanna get out of here? I think you might have a good time getting out of here right about now."
They kind of like look you up and down and say, "Well, that sure is quickest I've ever been picked up." Takes a sip of their tea and says, "You didn't even try the stuff."
I have better stuff on the ship, and also that alarm is actually probably my friend getting your contract.
Puts their kind of like tea down. And says, "And who'd you say you were?"
Vigil, it was brought to our understanding that you wanted to put in your 2 weeks notice 2 weeks ago, if you catch my drift.
They kind of like look around they're kind of like they have instantly entered we are being sneaky mode. And they're just like, "You couldn't have just come to the office and..." "What's your friend doing?"
Have you tried quitting this place? You know how hard it is to let people know you're done working here? How many
Yeah.
forms you have to fill out?
"I've been trying for weeks."
Exactly. We're expediting the process here. Let's go ahead and go. And I think Vigil grabs. What are numbers pronouns again?
Numbers is she, her. The
She.
face cast here is there's a picture of it's like Zendaya wearing glasses. I am trying to copy the image into the reference chat, but it's not quite
Okay,
coming
yeah.
over. In like a leather jacket, looking very casual.
Yeah. Okay. I remember that one now. But yeah, grabs her arm and says, "Let's just go ahead and get going."
It's very just lead the way, cowboy.
And I think as we've stepped out is, I think, so the slingshot plan is, I think the lucky diamond gets taken control over by Elvis.
Mhm.
It just starts like spinning. And I really want to imagine the casino lights immediately change from cast no, wow, win, lucky to spin to win.
The entire diamond just looks like a roulette board.
Yeah.
Is there like, are there like slots underneath like every like thing that are also like spinning around?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. And we immediately start like leaving. I think that's exactly when I run right into Buds.
Mm-hmm.
And say, "Hey, found numbers. Did
Oh,
you get
cool.
the contract?"
Yeah, like run into some prior work. Like, I'm sorry. It was something I had to do. Anyway, let's go. Like, why were like also like why were like at least like did you have to go to the bathroom at that moment? Anyway, I think like we are going like while we are going like I think are we going down the stairs again? And like talking about like doing this or like is it I think it's better when we're in the elevator. Like because it's like okay, there's like all of this shit happening and then okay, you're in the elevator and there's like I don't know, lo-fi crack playing out of the speakers.
It's Lo-Fi La Vie and La Rose playing.
I thought about like the like break song that we have where it's like the Craig command. Like at the same time, the now recording is maybe a bit unsettling. But yeah, like while we are like riding the elevator down, like anyway, like so Numbers, do you want your contract now or like later? Like what are we supposed to do with that anyway? Like do we need it? Like do you have to keep it on you at all times, or do we have to destroy it?
They kind of like reach out. She kind of reaches out her hand to take the contract from you.
Yeah, I think there's like an awkward shuffling, like putting the shotgun underneath my arm and then like shuffling, like rummaging through the bag. And like, okay, here it is. Like, there's like probably now like there's like some like, you know, the pages like has like crumpled a little bit, and like because I just stuffed it in there.
And she just kind of like starts like looking through it, and she's like, I mean, I assumed you would have just, I don't know, whisked me away, blown a hole in the building, or something like that, made it dramatic. And then, you ever like looked over a contract and realized you were like entitled to something that like the company never gave you?
Yes.
Like just instantly having like that moment where it's like, I could have dental.
Oh yeah, no. Also, you were supposed to actually have a share in the company, but they never let you people know about that.
Well, I got a mandatory exercise class.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Just like chicken heads. That's like, well, and kind of like stuffs, like rolls it up, stuffs it in like her back pocket, and just says, "So what's this slingshot we're doing?"
So I think outside the office, the 52 building, we see the its entire conversation. We see the ship undock, spin, and continue to spin, and then I think the very edge of the Lucky Diamond just starts spinning through the loading bay and like cuts a swath open, and basically makes like a really large exit and opens a path right before we get in, helping clear out everyone.
Yeah, just this very dramatic. I'm very much imagining that we have like people trying to, or other ships trying to like getting close to like prevent this from happening. It's just not working at all. How are you all getting aboard the ship?
Oh, slingshot! I imagine they're. Is it too much to say that like there are ropes that detach, and you can grab onto them and you rappel into the ship?
Absolutely not, but I will require a roll for it.
So, what kind of roll would you say that is?
I mean, I actually think this might be our first like muscle roll of the game, as you're trying to like hold on.
Mm-hmm. I'll take that. And I will.
And you will re-roll that.
Reroll 1d6. Or reroll that too.
Would you like to try and re-roll the 4?
Yeah.
For anyone that can't see the chat just there, Cole re-rolled a 2 into a 2.
Okay.
And then a 4 into a 5.
There we go.
So yeah, you succeed. Bud, are you kind of doing the same thing?
I think so, right? Like I have to. Oh God. 2d6 plus nothing. That's a 9. The dice came back.
Yeah.
They flipped sides. Loved me at first and then hated me. And yeah, I think what this looks like is basically the ropes kind of like landed within range, and we have we have like attachment lines that we can like grab. It will seek us out and grab onto. And the reason why this is the worst method is the ship is still moving. You get flung towards the ship the entire time. It is very uncomfortable and very terrifying.
I thought it was maybe like one of these like chain carousels, like you're like flying, because like the centrifugal force is like pushing you outwards, and like you.
Just the shittiest carnival ride. And yeah, we get flung towards the ship and land inside.
I imagine there's a load of these like casino androids that we have like standing there with like big cushion paddles. Ready to like accept the three of you. Yeah, we definitely get a shot of like as you're kind of finishing this off, of like a window, and we see Jazz Blush like looking out with that look of recognition. There's only one pilot who would try something like that. And yeah, you are kind of free of free home. First home free. You arrange to meet Valentine back at their bar. Where unless anyone has anything else they wish to do, we can kind of like start to wind down. Do some post mission stuff.
Just like maybe as like a thing, I picked the trouble. What was it on the run? Because now it's not only I quit the organization, but now I killed a member of it. Like, and I was still being counted as a member of it. And you know how it is when you're like, you don't kill your own people. So that's like, I'm now like on the very bad list, basically. So I think that's what I picked. Gambit, I don't think is very important. I think what we do get like towards the end, I don't know, like there's probably payment and other stuff, and like me winning at the UFO catcher, like just like finally, that's like then like.
What's the prize? Is it like a ridiculously overstuffed dog kind of thing, or is it?
Yeah, it's like some kind of very round dog, I think. You know, like not a hound dog, but a round dog. Because I don't have one quite ready yet. I haven't thought about like cute plushies from a UFO catcher. But you can, dear viewers and listeners, you can think of one or look one up and think, yeah, that's the one. That's the one that Butts got. So maybe they also became around dog plush. Who knows? But yeah, I think that's that. And like maybe afterwards, like just like them her sitting in the holodeck that we have, like watching some kind of like crappy like flickery show of like, I don't know, like some kind of like variety like holodeck show from the like 50s. Like in the session 0 I like mentioned that maybe it's like the same thing as like with Star Trek, where they can only use like public domain like properties and all that kind of stuff. So like for some reason stuff in like in the 24th century they're like very much into like early 40s and 50s like cinema stuff, or like much earlier things, because it's in the public domain and they can show it as like, oh, that's what art in the 20th century was like. So kind of like that, but like shittier. And like her sitting like in the like theater basically with the plush beside her, like just like, okay, yeah.
Like that a lot.
I think the scene we get from Vigil is, every now and then they'll come out to the casino floor, sit with their drink in hand, talk to numbers before going to Valentine, and then head back to the cockpit and will just pull out the photo of Jazz Blush and hang it up on the, I want to call it a windshield. I know it's not supposed to be a windshield, but it's a windshield to me.
Yeah.
And we'll just, like, stare, and you'll hear, like, an old song playing on the radio. It's, oh god. I really want to be like you space shield. And we'll just like sit there quietly drinking out of a Lucky Diamond glass, and we'll just kind of sit there and be sad essentially.
Mm-hmm.
Barely comes out to talk to people after the first part of the mission, and then just comes out again once we're wrapping up with Valentine.
Yeah, so I think like numbers kind of goes over. We can kind of montage this scene very quickly as you drop numbers off, and Valentine is very appreciative and hands over your payment, offers you all like a drink at the bar, or a few couple of drinks at their bar, and numbers like immediately kind of gets to work, looking through like these reams of paper, and instantly we just kind of see like Valentine and potentially a couple of other like very tough looking mercenary types looking very embarrassed over their paperwork. As you both kind of get to have a drink and chill out for a bit before heading back to your ship, and yeah, we get these like kind of last couple of scenes that you've just set up. I like that a lot. So with Orbital Blues at the end of each session, we got to settle your debts. So at the end of each session, we look at any debts you may have accrued over time. So for if your ship is in need of any repairs, which it does not. If you crashed your ship, which you did not. If you used your ship to fly between planets, which you did, so that's one debt. To fly between systems, I wouldn't say so. I don't think it's that big a scope currently. You have any outstanding loans, which you don't, or you fired a weapon with limited ammo. Which your shotgun does not have limited ammo, so. That's good at least. So at the end of this session, you would have one debt, which gets paid off in cred. Go on.
I was gonna say, since we technically have to recover heart as well, would that also add on to the debt?
So any heart recovered via medical assistance adds on to debts, but as no one actually took any physical damage, Buds came very close but managed to destroy an enemy with one shot. I guess that's why they're the wolf. We don't have to worry about that. As for cred, this I would call a standard job. So I would say this is worth 4 cred. So you can pay off your one debt and still have 3 cred remaining. So we have a table. So after assessing your credits and debts at the end of each session, if your debts are greater than your credits, we roll on a table. If your credits are greater than your debts, we roll on a different table. So I have a table here. It has 6 potential things on it. Would someone like to roll a d6 for me?
Yeah.
Cole, feel free to do it. Like,
You got it. Oh, hey, 2.
A 2. You pass on your windfall to a friend. Now they owe you a favor. So, you've managed to gain this money. You've passed on something to a friend. What does that look like?
I have 2 people we could give this to. We could either give it to Anya Cascade, because I think that would be nice. And gotta support the musical arts. Or Jazz Blush gets a surprise raise in the mail.
My thought.
But Moko, how are you feeling about that? What would you like to do with it?
I kind of like both. My idea was because obviously payment for the people at Interstar was like in company script, so you couldn't like when numbers extracted, they like she was basically broke, so maybe we just like so that you can get something to eat until your first paycheck. Maybe that. I don't know. But I do like your ideas as well. I'm happy with going with this.
I think I'm gonna lean into the Jazz Blush one. I think Vigil takes his cut, and he sends Blush a package with with a ripped up shirt that also is from Interstar, and it just says, instead of saying what I said on the back is "You are the star of the workforce." It just burned bright for Interstar. It just says you are the star, and marks everything out, and then just has a like the additional credit in there. Just wrapped around, wrapped in the shirt and tied off, and it just gets dropped at the front door of the company apartment of Jazz Blush, with a little note that just says, "I'm sorry."
I like that. I like how this ties in. I like how this all ties together. So the last couple of things is we have the option here for you to do some crew projects. You can look at these as like downtime projects. So my general question is, as we kind of set up our scene as we're finishing, but what do your characters do to occupy their time waiting for the next job? Like what's their downtime look like?
I feel like the ship constantly needs work. Personally,
are we upgrading the ship?
I got to decide the what we do with the savings. So, what would you like to do?
Yeah, I think like overall, like if you think about we have a bit of money. The ship isn't like it is actually not fully operational, right? So why don't we just like let's try and I don't know get this part of the casino up and running, so that we might have more resources. I don't know, like whatever, like a secondary life support system, something like that. So like or some kind of like stuff like if there's a hull breach that like something like doors get down that it's sealed off automatically and that no one has to like run there should the ship get shot, like something like that I think. But yeah, like if you want to do something else, you can also do that.
I like this idea of ship work being being kind of a constant, ongoing thing. I really like the way we like open up, the cold open essentially being like for next time, being people working on the ship and doing those bits and pieces. That's like kind of the ongoing thread in between each mission. The work never stops. But I think with that, we're coming to an end of this game. I hope everyone has enjoyed themselves playing. Those of you that have watched the game, I hope you enjoyed this little foray into Orbital Blues. I like this game a lot. I think I vibe with this game very much. The whole feel of it. As we were doing these, I've done several session zeros for this game now, and as every time I'm always like, okay, so here's in this page in the book, everyone is very like, oh, don't worry, I already bought it, because the book is very pretty. It's very, very nice book to flick through.
Yeah. I love the like patchwork of it. I love the way each section feels different, but also feels like you're opening a magazine cover.
Yeah. The so the image that we've been looking at, not the glitzy Ramiel, but the actual Orbital Blues thing, that is the kind of cover to the book. When deciding what to put on screen, I was like, this book has a lot of great artwork. Let's go with that.
I just want to say with the Ramiel thing, I'm shocked how well it fits into this.
Yeah,
like it's amazing how it just looks like. Yeah, there's like it's this weird like empty scenery, and there's just like this thing hovering above it.
Yeah, the Ramiel does kind of fit in with the palette very well. So yeah, I hope you all enjoyed. You can find, if you wish to go look for Orbital Blues yourselves, you can find it on Drive-Thru RPG. It's by SoulMuppet Games, if you want to go and find their work. SoulMuppet RPG on Twitter. Coming up next, after a short break, where you should all go stretch and do things, we have Fellowship. So if you wish to continue, and you should continue watching, this kind of like in the vein of Lord of the Rings and companionship kind of game. I probably should have checked what they were actually planning on doing. So if anyone is in the chat that is involved in that game and wants to like give us a blurb of what's happening, please let us know. Other than that, I'll give Mocha and Cole if you want to get a chance to kind of plug yourselves before we sign off.
Sure. I'll start. Again, hi y'all. This is Cole, aka Ice Cold Brew. My pronouns are he, him, they, them. I stream on Twitch. I'm on Twitter at Ice Cold Brew. Feel free to follow me on Twitch if you want to see me and my partner play some more Elden Ring. Hopefully in the future I will be tackling some other tabletop RPG games. I am also going to be in a couple games for Huntsman Hydra. I'll be playing in a Blades in the Dark campaign, which will be on Sundays. We're doing a session 0 this Sunday, and we should be playing every 2. I'll have like more dates for that when that comes out. And then Denari's Dungeon, which is a gumshoe sword and sorcery game, which will also be over on Huntsman's Hydra. I will be tweeting about that once I know what days we're pushing the episodes out. And yeah. Fuck prisons. Support Black and Pink.
Exactly that. And Mocha, where can people find you online?
Yeah. So I'm Eric or Mocha. I never mentioned like the other stuff where you can find me. Anyway, pronouns are they, them. I make video games. Like 2 of those, like the commercial ones that I made, you can actually win in a raffle when you donate. So you should probably be doing that. Like the games are called Splinter Zone and GB Roba. Both are like action platformy games. GB Roba is like came out just last October, so it's like fairly brand new. And it's I'm very proud of it, and it's very cool. Currently working on a new game. It's still like very, very far out from like being presentable, but if you want to like first of all check out the games, you can check out my itch.io page at mocha.itch.io, or you can look up the like Splinter Zone and GB Robo on Steam. You can also buy them on itch.io if you want them to get them there. That's also cool. And if you want to, like, you can follow me on Twitter, like either my personal account, which is at ErnstMokka, which is ErnstMokka, where I complain a lot about stuff. If you want to have that it's like I always feel like I'm a bit of a weird follow because like people follow me and then quickly unfollow me because I apparently am like I don't know. It's okay. And if you just want to like see the video game stuff and other kind of stuff, you can follow at Mokkograd on Twitter, which is MOKKOGRAD, where you can just see like what game stuff I'm making and announcements of that. Also, the tabletop RPG I made in 2020, Corvid Capers, will be played as part of the Crime Medley tomorrow in the same time slot as this one. So feel free to check that out. Again, like I took a glimpse into the channel, and I'm like very, very excited to see how this is going to go. And like I'm incredibly excited that like my game is going to be a part of it, because it's like, you know, like it was just like a small fun thing, and like see other people actually play it, and not just, okay, that's a game that I'm running and only I'm running. So it's going to be amazing to see how other people are playing it, or like at least playing with parts of it. So yeah, I think that's all of it. I didn't forget anything like in the intro. So yeah, keep watching and donating, because like I love these streams. It's like always like almost like a yearly highlight at this point, because like there's so like people are doing like so much cool stuff, and there's like so much creativity here, and like so much also like good energy in general, and it's like just a cool, nice weekend. So like also like thank you for everyone who's like involved in this, who's playing, who's taking their time to like do stuff here, like moderating chat and hosting streams and all that, because that's all extra work, and like doing the prep work for the technical stuff, like the people who did that, Adam and I think Remus. If I'm forgetting someone, like please let me know. Kai for like the captioning and all that kind of stuff. That's amazing, and thank you so much for like doing all of this. And thank you to Lee for like running this game.
Yeah,
You're
thank
more
you
than
so much.
welcome. You're more than welcome. I hope people enjoyed. Yeah, as like Eric, as you were just saying, like Robots Bond is a fantastic community. I'm very, very happy to be in this community, and that I get to take part in an event like this in such a small role. The people behind the scenes that do a lot of work, and that the causes that it goes into, and what happens with around these streams is absolutely incredible. Every year, the fact that this can happen. And as Cole said, fuck prisons, support Black and queer people.
Let trans kids become trans adults.
The causes that we have had each and every year during these, I've only been involved with 2 of these anniversary streams, but the causes are extremely important, and often things that I think get very much missed out in big events. So I'm very happy that this community manages to highlight these causes that not get forgotten about, but often get overshadowed by other big things. So again, everyone should go to Black and Blink's website, donate to the stream, and continue to donate onwards and upwards. Stick around, take a break, stretch your legs, get some water, and stick around for Fellowship and every other game. Every time I scroll down and look at all the games that are to come, Fellowship, Grasping Metal, Speak Peony, Brightest Thing We Know, that game rules, Crescent Moon Spelljammers, Beam Saber Rush Wars, Armor Stir, and then the games on day 3, which my voice is running out, so I can't read them out. But yeah, go to blackandpink.org, have a look at what they're doing. It's really important work and stuff which we're moving forward. Go to donate.roleplusbond.com and donate to us. Thank you everyone for joining us. I've been your GM for today. Don't seek me out online, that's a waste of your time. And seek out everyone else. Thank you all so much. And Mocky, you can play us out whenever you're ready.
Bye everyone.
Goodbye.
Bye.